All right, all right. Welcome to our Christmas extravaganza. It's great to be here for this event, and today's going to be a fun day. The benefit of today is that I have a close relationship with a lot of these people, not only the brands that we're about to bring on today, but also the people as well. So we are streaming. We are doing this through Zoom, and then we're also streaming this on YouTube. So everyone here on YouTube, let me know if you can see me and hear me. Okay, put that in the chat as well. If you're a VIP for this or want to become a VIP, we'll send a link out. Or if you're a platinum member, you have access to the Zoom, the private Zoom that we have going on as well. So it looks like we got a bunch of people here. Let me just check in with our VIPs here. So we got, let me just move this a little bit. All right, so we got Cindy and Herb, Mark, Nikki, Dennis. We got the ukelikethepros team here from Alex and Mari. Barry, Will is here as well, and Randall, and Rachel, and Elaine, Judy, Chuck, Tony. Bunch of people checking in on just audio only. So welcome to this cool event we got going on today. And then also everybody over here on the YouTube, Kason and Sandra and James and everybody. It's great to see you all over here. So okay, that's my view. Let me go back to the speaker view here. So all right. So good. This was something that we thought about not too long ago. It wasn't like we were planning on it for a super long time ago, but I was like, that would be cool if we did not just a challenge, right? Because that's what we have planned. We have 7 Christmas songs that I've recorded. I've only recorded 5 so far. I got 2 more to do. So that would be the challenge part. But I was like, how can we, I don't know, just go bigger? How can we do something bigger? How can we get the brands associated with this? How can we get some of their artists on here as well? And then how can we do the tutorials? And then also, how can we give away a bunch of ukuleles? So we are giving away 8 ukuleles, which I'm really excited about because it's ukuleles from all the different brands, right? So who's got the brands? I did this the other day on the live. Write the brands in the chat. If you know the brands that are going to be here, write in the chat. And then I'm going to talk about who's coming on today and who's representing the brands that are coming on today. To put that in the chat. And I literally have ukuleles all around me here from the different brands that I want to show as well for this thing. So anyway, it is December 1st. It is, if it hasn't already been the beginning of the holiday season, it is officially the beginning now. And now the countdown continues down to December 25th, or at least for Christmas. And we're very excited here at the shop. We are located in San Diego, if you didn't know that. And of course, my kids are very excited as well for the season. They got a couple elves on the shelves have been visiting us as well. So that's been a fun experience too. So, all right. So this is the Christmas extravaganza. Make sure if you haven't, I would assume most of you have, because if you're here either as a VIP, a platinum member, or on the YouTube, that you make sure you sign up, because that's where you're going to have the opportunity to win one of 8 different ukuleles. So let's see if you all got the brands right here. All right. I see some, but I don't see all the brands. Let's see. Let me go to the chat here on the Zoom call as well. All right. Where's the chat? There's the chat. All right. It's been funny trying to do the videos and remember all the brands too. All right. Koloha, Kanalea, Kala would just keep the K's going. Romero's Creations, Ohana, Flight, Cordoba, and Enya. That's 8. All right. That's 8 of them. Great job, Randall, whoever else got it. Looks like, yeah, some of you got it. All right, so today we're going to start off with Pepe Romero in about 10 minutes. He's going to come on first, representing, of course, his own brand, his Pepe Romero brand, the Romero Creations brand, and then this really special ukulele I have right here at the bottom, or sitting at my feet, that it will do as well. Then we're going to be followed up by Flight will be coming on. So this will be the brand. This will be a great opportunity to find out a little bit about the brand, things they're excited about, things they're doing as well, what kind of things they have coming up. Tomorrow will be the very first tutorial. We'll release that. And that will be tomorrow. Then that's when you start learning. And I want you all to, again, like we've done with our other challenges, is post videos up on the forum, followed by Daniel Ho will be our first artist on Friday. Okay, Daniel Ho is a 6-time Grammy winning artist, producer, songwriter, and he's just got nominated this year for his album in the world music category. So he'll be joining us on Friday, and then after that will be followed by more tutorials, more live stuff, and then we'll go through this at the very end. We will be giving away the 8 ukuleles. Chuck, not 5, not 6, not 7, but 8 ukuleles. So I hope you're all excited because all of you have a chance to win this. You do not have to become a VIP or a platinum member to win one of the new ukuleles. All right, let me check my stuff here. I want to go over a few things before us. All right, so we're going to do some special stuff for you. I think my team is posting this stuff in the chat. Okay, so yeah, if you haven't signed up, make sure to sign up. ukelikethepros.com/Christmas. All right, go sign up if you haven't done that already. If you want to become a VIP, okay, there is a link for that. You can become a VIP, or again, join a platinum membership, which is a new membership we have only for the last few weeks that we've had that up. Right, so I'll put the VIP here in the chat. Oh yeah, where are y'all from? Thank you, Manuela, for posting that from what is it? Belgium. All right, so let me know where y'all from. I'm of course in San Diego. I mentioned that earlier. All right, it's good to see her. So here's what I'm excited about right now. And by the way, just for being here, we have a special code here for you. If you a 5% off all the brands today. So all the brands that are represented here today, we're going to have a 5% code coupon off at our store for that. Here's what I'm excited about. A couple of things. A couple of things I'm really excited about. One, well, let me do a few things. Let me see. And you're going to see this later too when I bring Ko Aloha is going to be on at the very end. But as you know, I have a pretty good relationship and a special relationship with a lot of the brands that we have on here. And Ko Aloha has been one of the supporters of Uke Like the Pros from the very, very beginning, which has been absolutely amazing. And I did recently get my black label Ko Aloha here. And some of you have already seen this. This is my black label tenor ukulele. This one is called Lightning. And we went with the red abalone on the inlay. And also here, it's hard to see, but the red abalone here, which is the symbol of the bull, the Taurus. And that's represented in my kids because they're Tauruses, they're bulls, they were born in May. All right, so this is the one thing I'm excited. And of course, I had to put on my my strap. So that's on, and you'll be seeing more and more videos with it. And I did end up putting the Nue Air Blue pickup in it, which I absolutely love. All right, so I'm really excited about that. Thank you, Ko Aloha, and Brian from Ko Aloha will be on at the very end. And we'll talk to him about that. All right, the next thing I'm really excited about, and Pepe Romero is coming on in about 6 minutes. The next thing I'm excited about is the 2 Uke Like the Pros models. And by the way, we have more than this. We have a couple other Uke Like the Pros models, but these are the 2 that I'm going to show here. And Kala will be coming on later, but Kala helped me get these 2. And by the way, these just came in like yesterday. These models, the JT models, came in yesterday, and they do look like this. They do have the rosewood here in the center. So these 3 models are here. Some of them have been pre-ordered already. Tenor, concert, and soprano long neck. The tenor and the concert have the EQ and the cutaway. And then the soprano is a soprano body with a concert neck. No cutaway, no pickup on those. So I'm happy that they're finally here. We were waiting a long time, probably about a year for them. These are here. These make excellent gifts. These are under $200 ukes. Okay, all of them are under $200. Some of them are even under $100. So we got those in. And then the other model will be coming here. I think they arrive in a few days, but the other Uke Like the Pros model, which is the solid spruce tobacco sunburst, A lot of you have seen us already, but these will be here, at least the concert and the tenors, probably in the next couple of weeks. Okay, they'll be here in the next couple of weeks. All right, that's what I'm really excited about right now. For me, we're very fortunate to have these brands that support me. Koloha, Kala. We have a Guitarlele, ukelikethepros baritone model that we have too, and we'll talk more about that when Guitarlele is on in a little bit. So we're probably not going to have a lot of time to talk with them reps because it's going to go fast. But if you have questions, please put it in the chat. Please put it in the chat, and I will try to get to them if I can. Okay, I will try to get to them if I can. But hopefully you're excited. I've seen a text message from Pepe here. He'll be on here just shortly, and I have some exciting stuff to share with him as well. So let's do this. Let's do this coupon here. This is the 5% off today only. Oh, wait, where is it? Okay, there it is. All right, I'll put that in there for us. So welcome. All right. And it's great to see where everybody is. Brazil, Tennessee, Nashville, Australia, Colorado, Arizona, Los Angeles, New Jersey, Portland, Oregon, Milwaukee, Scarsdale, New York, Spain, someone from Spain as well. Good. Belgium, as we mentioned earlier. So yeah, awesome. It's great to have everybody here. I hope you're excited for this. It was a lot of work. I appreciate my team putting this together, all the images, all the posts, all that kind of stuff has been awesome. Make sure you sign up to ukelikethepros.com/Christmas if you haven't done so already. So, all right, good. All right, I think let's check to see where Pepe is. We'll bring him on in just a minute. Pepe is actually a local San Diego, like me. So Pepe was just here at the studio warehouse last week, probably about last week, maybe about 10 days ago. So I'm spoiled that I get to see Pepe on a fairly regular basis when he brings stuff over to us. So we'll just check for Pepe here in a minute. I'm going to let me do the few things here first. All right. Welcome all the VIPs and the platinum members that are on the Zoom call. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for all the support as well. All right, where am I? I need to unpin myself. I'm going to remove my pin. Okay. Oh, there we go. And then where's the speaker view? Why am I not in the speaker view? All right, speaker. All right, good. For some reason, I'm not in the speaker view. All right, well, let's see if Pepe, and let's get this party started. All right, good. Who's excited about this, by the way? Are you all excited? Okay, good. I'm just checking the YouTube feed as well. And it's great seeing all these names because so many of you I know through the courses, the Q&As, all the various things that I get to see you all at. So I'm excited about that. And oh, by the way, for you premium and platinum members, side note, we'll be joined special guest this Friday. The one and only Kimo Hussey will be joining us for the Q&A on Friday. So that's a very special treat. And that was arranged by one of our members, Randy, who set that up for us. So I got a text message at like 11 o'clock the other night, and he was like, "Hey, let's bring him on." So, all right, let me find Pepe. Where are you, Pepe? Jump up. There he is. All right, there he is. All right. So without further ado, I'm gonna bring on the one and only Pepe Romero Jr., who's joining us live via his here in San Diego. I will make him a co-host for now. Boom, and make co-host and ask him to unmute himself. So Pepe, welcome.
Merry Christmas, Terry. And
there he is. All right, there he is. All right, so hold on one second. Hold on. I gotta mute something here. I gotta mute something right here. All right, let me do that. Hold on, Pepe. All right, let's try this again now. All right, are you there?
I am here and happy to. Merry
All
Christmas and happy holidays, and thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. I was like, when Pepe was here the other day, I kind of like, hey, before you go, how about you come and join us here for this thing? So, and Pepe is such a great sport and such a good friend of mine that he did. So thank you for being part of our extravaganza.
It's my pleasure. I love to celebrate.
So the biggest reason I told you the biggest thing I had is we know a lot of us know that the Romero's creations are a little backlog just due to circumstances out of our control right now. So, but I am happy that you were able to find an instrument. It looks like you're holding that instrument right now. What is the instrument you got?
This is the Romero Concert by Romero. It feels so good in my arms. It's just right. I'm giving it some love before someone else gets it. This is the all mahogany version, and it's an oversized body on a standard concert scale. And this thing, it has a big fat tone, warm, beautiful, and it's ready for one of you guys. And yes, Terry's right. Having anything right now, we're kind of lucky. COVID hit our factory really hard in Vietnam and shut us down for over 4 months. And the year and a half leading up to that, we were only working at like 40% capacity. And so we are left without any inventory. We have maybe 10 ukuleles. We have a couple concerts and a couple sopranos left. And Terry, I think, is pretty much the only place in town that has a decent spread of them. So if you've been thinking about a Romero Creations ukulele, hit Terry up, because there's nothing that's been made for 4 months and there's nothing coming. We will come back, and we'll come back strong, but it's going to take time. And for me, I just pray that those workers get healthy and that everything can be done safely. The rest can wait.
Exactly. Yeah. Well said. What yeah, by the way, the Romero creations are made in Vietnam, which is great. So, it's nice to have ukes kind of made in various places throughout the world, not only here in the US. There's a lot made in China, obviously, and so it's nice to have Vietnam there. Now, before anything, Pepe, we brought something special over to you. So I know the Romero's Creations has been and besides your custom building, is where your passion lies in building not only ukuleles but guitars. But before I open this right here, talk a little bit about what's going to be inside of this case and why you're so excited about this.
Yeah, so last summer, I started a collaboration with a master guitar builder, Wolfgang Yellinghaus. I designed a line of classical guitars and flamenco guitars that Wolfgang's making for me at an incredible high level. Here's a few of them. They're my design, made by Wolfgang in a small shop that he set up in China. He learned his craft in Germany. He's a German national and spent 40 years building in Germany and then moved over to China. He's making these spectacular classical guitars. He builds his own line. He builds mine, which is Guitarist Romero, and he builds one with Eddie Bloschinger, who's my master teacher, and it's called La Cañada. So just about a month ago, I got my first run of tenor ukuleles made by Wolfgang and his small group of around 6 people. And in came 8 gorgeous tenor ukuleles. And Terry is helping to launch that. And these things are hot. They're French polished. They're German or European moon spruce tops, all solid wood, handmade, and made in tiny batches of 8 to 12. So these, a little perspective, Romero Creations would typically make around 1,000 ukuleles a year. Guitarist Romero will make about 24 a year. So getting your hands on these, it's really a custom level ukulele, and I'm proud to offer it and happy that Terry's helping me launch this.
Oh yeah, so these are actually will go up on my site. Probably today. We may have a long day, but anyway, this is one of them. And what's cool now, even though it says Guitarlele Romero, these are the ukuleles they are making as well. The first batch that I got, at least 3 of them, except for the prototype, was the moon spruce top, and then this one happens to have the flamed maple sides. And each one was different. This one is labeled number 50, and I assume, Pepe, that the 50 is both guitars and ukuleles combined.
Yeah, so what you have is the 50th instrument made. There were only 8 ukuleles so far, and then 2 prototypes on top of that. And the rest are all classical and flamenco guitars.
Yeah, and what I love what Pepe said about this stuff is like the Romero's Chris, like you said, you can have a lot of about 1,000 made, but then personally, Pepe himself can only make, well, you know, he's making guitars too. So I mean, I think you said you only made about 5 ukuleles last year. And so
I make about 20 instruments myself per year. 10 of those guitars, 10 ukuleles or mini guitars. So this year I made 5 ukuleles, and I work by myself, but I have my brother-in-law do my French polish, which enables me to make about 20 instruments a year instead of 10 if I was all alone. But the building process for me, building customs, here's a brand new custom tenor of mine. I like to get in the zone, do it myself, take my time, and not worry about production. So Romero Creations and now Guitarist Romero enable me to speed up my process by offering something else without changing what I do personally here with my own hands. And it's a wonderful thing to be able to offer more instruments and still keep my craft to myself with my own hands at the same time.
Yeah, and especially, I mean, the French polish that you do is such a time-consuming process, but these do have French polish on them, these Guitarlele Romero, which is really a labor of love. Because just tell them briefly, like the process or how long it takes roughly to put a French polish on.
So French polish is a hand rub, this old world finish. We're in my studio, so where I was sitting is kind of my showroom. Over here is the finishing room area. So here's some guitars that are getting French polished right now. French polish is shellac flakes, it's just a resin from a tree that's been eaten by beetles, passed through the beetle, and it's these dried out flakes. You dissolve them in alcohol, and you get this little mixture here. And you take a tiny little pad, you get your shellac in this little pad, and you hand rub that instrument. Over the course of a month or so, it takes. So it's about a month to 6 weeks to do it, little bit at a time, and then out comes the best sounding instrument you can create.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And there's some funny things going on in the chat about that. So, and why did you versus like I think I actually got one that had an oil finish, which was really nice uke too. But compared to what the Romero's Creations do on their kind of their high gloss, why put the time in to do the French polish versus just a spray on gloss?
I'll talk to the spray-on gloss, what Romero Creations have. It's more durable. It will protect your instrument better. But French polish, even though it's much harder to do, takes much longer, and it's much less durable, it allows your instrument to really vibrate freely and breathe. Having a sprayed-on finish puts a layer on top of your instrument. That shellac is so thin and really becomes one with the wood, and allows when you're building really at the highest level and trying to maximize sound 100%, and sound is the goal. It's everything else goes out the door. It's all about making the best sounding instrument you can. French polish is the best option. The other satin finished oil finish that I do is also very thin, also a very good finish. But French polish is just the way I do it. There's a side benefit to it, is that it's not toxic. It's those shellac flakes dissolved in Everclear. There's no toxicity. It doesn't harm myself or the earth. So I probably won't be getting nasal cancer like a lot of these other people that are spraying nonstop. I like to do things old world, and the French polish lends itself to that. But really, it comes down to sound for me. Everything else is secondary.
Yeah, of course, and then that's what makes these Guitarras Romero so special, is that they do have the French polish on them.
I don't be ukulele in production that has French polish. You know, that's only a few custom builders would be willing to do it. So to get something made on a little bigger level it's really unbelievable.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it just, the time involved would be almost impossible to do on a high-end production schedule. So there's a spalted mango behind you.
Yeah.
I think a lot of that stuff there is stuff that is B stock, or stuff that you have pickups in, or various things. People are commenting on that one right there.
This is so next concert I was holding, but the same concept of a bigger body, getting bigger, warmer sound. And this is a gorgeous spalted mango. The instruments on the shelf behind me, which this was, are blemish models, and that's all I have. Maybe 5 or 6 of kind of little blemish models and a few A stocks, but it's still gorgeous. And to many people, maybe getting a little discount is better than having something that's immaculate. So if you guys want, Harry's got to drive up here and get it.
Or you have to meet me at the beach, and you have to bring it when we go surfing. So the last thing on that spalted mango, if I remember correctly, and since there's already some funny things about poop in the text here, but doesn't the spalted mango, so you're known for that real heavy black spalting in your mango. A lot of companies get mango, but they don't quite have the spalted stuff. So what are those black lines, the spalting that's real eye catching?
Oh, this will be good.
For the
people. So it's just a natural occurring streaking, comes from beetles boring into the tree and introducing a fungus into the tree. And the black lines are that fungus leaching through the grain in random patterns. So every single one is different. They're like a one-off art piece. But it's, again, beetles going into the tree, and this time they're introducing a fungus into that tree, and it just stains the wood in these random black or brown patterns. And I absolutely love it. It doesn't do anything to the structure of the wood. It's just an aesthetic thing.
Yeah, and it's what mango by far, especially that spalted mango, is by far one of the most stunning looking woods that are out there. So Pepe, I appreciate you being here, and grab that uke that you're giving away too. That one of these fine ukulele community people here have a chance to win, but it's that concert, RCC MG, which is the mahogany, absolutely stunning. I appreciate, Pepe, your time.
It's the C, the MG with
MG.
Oh, it's just M, right? I'm sorry, M.
Yeah.
Yeah, just M from mahogany. MG is a mango. So we appreciate you donating that. Someone's gonna own that instrument. Yeah, those are the Romero creations are not French polished. Those are gloss finished, but they're still stunning. So all right, Pepe. Well, thank you for your time. I will talk to you soon, and appreciate you being here.
Merry Christmas.
All right. So the one and only Pepe is here. Thank you, Pepe, for your time. And I'm going to do this. All right, good. All right. So we're going to just keep this party rolling. We have a lot of people coming. Don't forget, if you haven't signed up, make sure to sign up. That's just one of the many ukuleles that we are giving away for this extravaganza. ukelikethepros.com/Christmas if you haven't. Of course, if you are VIP and a platinum member, you're going to get access to this. And also, when we start tomorrow, when we start the tutorials, the VIPs and the platinums will also get all the backing tracks and the sheet music and all that stuff as well. So thank you all for signing up for that. If you want to become a VIP, you can do that. We'll put a link in the chat. So anyway, Pepe, one of the nicest and most talented builders in the world. As far as I am concerned, he's absolutely this top of the list, and a sweet person, and takes care of his customers like nobody else. So, I mean, he's one of the best at taking care of his customers. So, all right, we are, let me just check to make sure I got everything here. Don't forget, we are doing a 5% off today for all the brands that are here. All right, so here's our list. I got the list of all the other people coming on. Flight, Ohana, Kanalea, Kala, Cordoba, and Koloha all coming up. But what I want to first bring out is our next guest, which is the founder of Flight Ukuleles. And this is Juliana. Let me find, I just had her up here. Let me find her here and get her up here for us to talk a little bit about Flight. Where did she go? I'm looking for, hold on. She was here. No, there she is. Oh, she just jumped. I hate Zoom sometimes. I just had her and then it jumped to a whole nother screen here. All right, there she is. Oh, that was me. She keeps stop jumping, Juliana. I don't know why she's jumping. All right. You guys ever jump? There she is. All right, I'm gonna make her a co-host here.
Hello.
Right. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for inviting me.
So, and where are you right now?
I'm in Slovenia, in Europe. It's like 8:30 p.m., so it's quite dark outside already. But yeah, I'm excited for this.
Yeah, and that's we try to get you on early, so I know it gets late down there. So, so I actually have a couple of flights here. That's a couple of my favorite models that I'm gonna bring out here in just a second. But one thing about Flight, if you don't follow Flight on their social media channels, Instagram and YouTube, the one thing that Juliana, been so impressed with you, and I met you back NAMM at, what is that, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, maybe even longer. She's is just
2 years.
Was it just 2 years ago?
No,
No,
I think it was 2020.
2020.
2020 we met each other last time. I think first time we met in the year before. So I think it was 2019. So the first time we met.
Is you do a great job with your social media, with your community, with your artists. It seems like you're always bringing on more and more artists onto your brand as well. What is a philosophy behind that?
Basically, the philosophy behind that is we kind of grew with social media. So we started our Instagram, I think it's 2014. And at the beginning, it was just me running it. And I realized I needed help, like when the pandemic started. And we also got onto TikTok, and we are nearing 100K followers on TikTok. I think probably by New Year, we're going to hit it. And we've just done it in 1 year. And it sounds like now one of those speeches, when you receive a award, but I wouldn't be able to do it without my team. So I was just really lucky to find people who are like as passionate about like social media and community and ukulele as I am. And like our vision from the start was always to create exciting content. And we were like not one of those accounts, who are like, I don't know, let's grow it at all costs, let's do giveaways all the time, let's buy followers, like in Instagram there is a lots of things that are happening that are like not true, or that maybe you can see an account lots of followers but maybe they're not real ones. I don't say this about the ukuleles, but in other industries it happens. And we were just always trying to stay genuine, and yeah, we have to keep our crown. I guess we just can't allow another account to overtake us. So we always try to stay on the top. And that's why we've also been investing a lot of time and energy into learning how the algorithm works, what people like, what they want to see. And during the pandemic, especially if you talk about social media, there are so many changes. I think you've noticed that. So there are like so many new features added. You before it was okay for me to run our Instagram account by myself, but now it's like it's impossible. We have so many different people creating from like different parts of the world, because otherwise it's just, yeah, it's impossible to stay on top of things. So I guess this is our vision, to be the best and always stay on top of trends and
Yeah, no,
constantly learn.
exactly. Yeah, that's beautiful. Well said. So Flight, has it been about 10 years? Did you guys start about 10 years ago?
Yeah, I think like 2000, yeah, 10, 11, something like that. So yeah,
Okay.
now it's nearing 11 years now.
Yeah. And I was surprised when I saw that post. Must have been 6 months ago or 8 months ago when I saw whatever the 10-year anniversary. Why ukulele? Like what drew you to ukulele that made you guys go all in on this?
We saw market opportunity, I guess, because there was like especially 10 years ago in Europe, it was very difficult to find good ukuleles. So there you had lots of cheap Chinese ukes, or you had branded ones like from Lanikai, and at some point there was like a drought. You couldn't get any ukuleles because they were selling out so quickly. So we thought, like, what if we make our own and try to make them accessible and design them in our style, how we like them for the European market, for because I think all the big brands were like mostly being sold in the big markets like the US and UK, and like we are in small Slovenia, so there was like really not much. So we thought, like, okay, we cannot get our hands on good Duke, so maybe we can try developing our own. And first we started with like very simple line because we didn't know how it was gonna go, and it started actually very, very like modestly and simply, and then every year we were upgrading our line. So I see that you have the red case over there. It's probably from one of our newer models, because I feel like each year we were going higher and higher. So I don't know exactly what's going to happen to us in 2 years,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
it's been a nice journey, I guess.
Yeah, I think the ukulele community, is the best community out there, especially when you look at even other instruments like the guitar community and various things out there. It's absolutely stunning community. And I do have a red case here. I brought out two of my favorite flights, and actually my favorite one I've sold out of. I thought I had some, but I don't have any. But I got these. You help arrange me get some of these because production, getting stuff shipped has obviously been a problem for everyone. We just heard from Romero's Creations are having issues, and we've had some issues. I know Flight has had some issues as well, but I was fortunate enough to have you help me get both the Phantom and also the Fireball. And the Fireball I'm out of stock of, but these are what you were talking about when we're getting into a little bit more of a higher end ukulele, a little bit more detail pickup. This one's all solid acacia wood. The
This
other
looks
one,
like
the
Mustang.
Fireball. What's that?
This is Mustang, right?
I'm sorry, the Mustang. Yeah, the Mustang, and then
Phantom has the pins, the round pins.
yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, the Mustang, and then also the Fireball, which is the all solid mango one. So
Yeah.
you were saying like you started off with more of a simpler line, and then you're getting more into like this is a high end ukulele, right? With the solid wood, all the details.
Yeah,
So you
yeah,
must be
yeah.
excited about these ukes.
We were very, very nervous when designing this line, because at one point, it's on one hand, it was very exciting for us to release something that looks like this, but at the same time, we didn't know how the sales would go. We didn't know how the market would react. We didn't know if the people would accept it as being made by Flight, because we don't have that high-end image, for our brand. So we were like quite nervous to release it, but then we released it and it seemed that people liked it. So we decided to step up, and we also released Fireball, which is even nicer looking or fancier looking uke. And then we thought, okay, we want to make super special release for our anniversary. And then we designed the anniversary series, and we were so nervous to make them that we just decided to go 10 pieces each. So we did 4 models and 10 pieces each, and they sold out like in Europe pretty quickly. And it was like, I think just 4 pieces made it to the US. So I'm sorry for the US market that it's undernourished with the new flight models. The thing is that we prefer to test them in Europe first, and then if we know that it's doing well, then we kind of send it overseas to the US. That's why the launches in the US are sometimes a little bit delayed, but we try to make them at the same time right now, but it doesn't always happen. So yeah, this is also exciting model.
And of course, and we get them here at the store.ukelikethepros.com, but it's a challenge getting stuff, but I'm appreciative for Juliana and her team for helping me get some. All right, so these have been a little bit of an ordeal getting, but I love the electric ukes that y'all came out with. You came out with the Pathfinder in 2 versions, this really cool burst, and then also this in a transparent black, and then also a Centurion. So this is kind of more of like a Strat style electric ukulele, and then a Les Paul style ukulele. What was the vision? I mean, these are with the necks, with the colors. Like, what made you go in with the solid body electrics?
The vision was to create something accessible, because as you know, like and good quality, because as you know, like the market, you either had like super expensive stuff or you had like very, very cheap stuff right from Amazon. So we wanted to make something in the middle for like people who want to try this, but they don't want to spend like too much money on that. So we designed this ukulele with also quality in mind. If you know electric guitar brands, there are brands like Tom Anderson and Suher. So we wanted to go for that feeling rather than Fenderos. So that's why we use materials like this ukulele, for example. It has a roasted maple neck, and electric guitar players know that it's like a very, very nice addition to have that. It's not like just, I don't know, normal maple or rosewood. So roasted maple is like really, really important in the electric guitar world, and a lot of people, like the electric guitar players, when you show them this uke, they're like, wow, this uke has amazing specs. And also we've been working on something new. I think we're going to release it next year probably.
Ooh.
So it's a purple burst in pyramid shape.
Yeah, like
I don't know if I pronounce it right. PRS.
Yeah.
Paul Reed Smith.
Paul Reed Smith, yeah, PRS.
Yeah, PRS shape. So yeah, this one, I think I'm super excited about it because I like purple as well. But I also love the blue gradient. So I think they all look amazing.
They do. And so you better send me a bunch of them first so I can do some videos for you.
Okay, well, think about it.
And get them out. So I've done a bunch of videos on both the Pathfinder and also the Centurion. And these are absolutely phenomenal. They've been hard to get lately. Probably next year will be a little bit of a better situation for us. But I was fortunate to have some. I actually have all 4 of them in stock right now, which I'm very blessed at. So you already showed us what you're already excited about. Is there anything else as far as new artists or other new models, even in the normal standard acoustic ukulele, that you're excited about?
I'm excited about releasing signature model with Peter Moss. So he is a very good ukulele player from the UK, and he reached out to us and he said, why don't we design a concert ukulele with my name on the, and we said, why not? Let's go for it. Because before we never worked with people, in that demographic. So we thought it could be interesting to see. We never worked with ukuleles at that price point as signature models. We usually did the ones that are like a little bit more affordable and mass market. So I think that model we are excited about. And also he designed a very nice uke. He said he wants like it all black and concert, and so I think the spec is nice, the uke looks nice. So I think that's an exciting release. And also we have super secret new release that I'm not sure if I should share here.
Of course, yeah. This is a market you want to share it to.
Okay, let me see if I don't. Okay, I don't have it here, so my assistant is not bringing it. Okay, wait, maybe we'll get it. So yeah, we've been, our travel ukuleles probably, but I'm not sure if you sell them in your store.
I do sell them. Yeah,
You sell.
I do sell 'em.
So we've been thinking, how can we upgrade our travel uke? And one of the, how to say, cons of the travel uke is that you cannot really put it underwater because it has a wooden top. Like the playability is amazing, the sound is amazing, the resonance is amazing. It can be sanitized, like everything is amazing about the uke, but you cannot really it's not as indestructible as like some other ukuleles that are fully plastic. So we've developed full body carbon uke, and actually it's a different material from travel uke. So it's not ABS anymore. It's like super fiberglass carbon, and it has also like the thin top made from this fiberglass carbon. And I think it sounds amazing, and the price is going to be amazing, and I'm like super excited about it. And we did like lots of different designs on this, and this is like snow, I think.
Yeah, that's perfect right now. Perfect for our holiday season.
Yeah, and we have one in our garden. I actually shared in my stories, I think like yesterday, that we have one in our garden since August, and it's just hanging on the tree, and we like play it from time to time and see how it's going. And it's been like in super extreme heat, in rain, and it's snowing now. So yeah, we're gonna report, like, I think maybe in spring, how if it's still okay, if it's still playable.
So the only thing that's metal is what, the frets and the tuners, and everything else is plastic or composite.
Yeah. I think yeah. No, yeah. I think the frets are metal.
Okay.
So yeah, and yeah, we've compared the sound with all other full plastic body ukuleles, and we think ours sounds the best. But I guess awesome. I have to send it to you so you can compare it.
Yeah, and I really do like the other travel ukes with the wood tops. Sound wise, it's actually quite surprisingly how good they sound. Being a soprano and then having that composite. So, are you just doing sopranos in those travel ukes?
Yes, I wish we had concerts, but it takes such long time to develop and get everything right. So we spent like 1.5 years on these. So I think maybe it will be another 1.5 years or 2 years to make a concert. But we're gonna see how these do. And if they do well, then maybe we'll try to do concert faster. I don't know. Let's see how it goes. I'm excited about this, but at the same time, I'm also like a bit nervous. I'm always nervous about new releases and how things are gonna go.
Yeah, it's a lot of time, it's a lot of effort, and it's even just a lot of money to invest into and stuff. So it's always a little scary when that happens. But everything you all seem to put out is high quality, sounds great, and with the team that you have, your artists, you all do a great job letting people know about it.
Yeah. But my team, our team is great.
Yeah, and I got to meet your husband a few years back, but and so we have a Flight, Juliana and Flight have donated an instrument for this challenge, and then also we're excited. One of their artists, Victoria, which goes under the Jiggy with Viggy name, will be joining us. It looks like next week for that. So I appreciate, Juliana, you taking the time out of your night. Also donating an instrument for this extravaganza that we have, and then also connecting us with one of your artists. What a lot of people don't know is that Juliana and I actually go back quite a ways, because even before I met her, even before of anything, I think you've actually donated at least 3 instruments to me before this. And this was years and years ago when I had challenges and
I think we started with the Guitarlele.
I think it was a Guitarlele.
Yeah, because back then you were doing only like Hawaiian ukuleles, and so I think we started talking about Guitarlele. So I think that our first contact was about like Flight Guitarlele.
Yeah. And then there's been other instruments, but this was, we're talking years and years ago. So Juliana, we've, and now we're, as being one of your dealers and It's been great. So thank you for all the support for me and everything, your time. Have a great rest of your evening. We'll
Thank you
talk
for
to you soon.
inviting me. And it was so nice to see people in the comments and supportive, like everyone being so supportive. And I see Randall there.
Yeah, Randall called himself your Hawaiian ambassador, Randall.
I think he is. Do you know that he actually imported like first Pathfinder to Hawaii? So he was like one of the first to have it, even before the stores had it, because like
Right.
he wanted it so much that we made it happen.
Yeah.
Like we don't make these how to say special conditions for anyone, but Randall was very special for us.
He's a special guy. He's a special guy. Yeah, he's a special guy. And I think Peter Moss was here earlier in the chat too, over on the YouTube. So, all right, Juliana, well, I'm gonna let you go. Have a great rest of your evening. Thank you for everything, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
All right. So fantastic. So Juliana, thank you for her time. All right, so we're going to keep this party going. Next, we have actually this is probably someone I harass on a daily basis. Okay, on a daily basis. And when I say daily basis, I literally mean like more than once a day. I think I literally talked to Stephanie at least 3 times yesterday. And I talked to Lay and I talked to Chris. And so they probably, Chris is probably like, why did I ever give him my cell phone? Because now I'll text him as well. But but anyway, I'm excited to have on Ohana. As a lot of you know, I'm a huge Ohana dealer, and I have my favorite models. And Chris and I have something. We're working on something special too with ukelikethepros and Ohana as well. But they make absolutely phenomenal instruments across the whole board. And I actually have to get one of my team members to grab one of my favorite ukes from you. But anyway, we were happy and excited to have our neighbor just a little bit north of us, about an hour up near the Signal Hill, Long Beach area, and that is Ohana. And the one and only Chris Wu is here. So Chris, welcome.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fantastic.
Long time no talk.
Yeah, the amount of emails and everything I got going. So
that's good. That's good.
So look at, where are you right now? What is this background we got going on?
Behind me is a flat wall, I think is what they call it. And we just have some sort of onesies, twosies, or some of our best models hanging. Right now I'm in what we call our media room. Used to be kind of like a showroom, but then, the pandemic hit. And so we turned it into a place where we can, record some videos and things like that. So I think on this side, you're seeing some commissioned do-it-yourself ukes from some great artists that we knew. And behind me on the other side, I think you've had most of these too, or there's a couple of Barry tenors there, tenor scale, baritone body, ukuleles, there's a tipple, and a 5-string. I don't know if it shows, but right there in that corner is a 5-string tenor. Just some unique models that we've done, and we like to just put at least one of them, on here on display in case we ever need to pull it out and give it a play.
Yeah. Hold on one second. So sorry about that. I'm grabbing a couple of your Ohana ukes that I want to show you.
Yeah.
So one thing that impresses me about Ohana is, well, first of all, your customer service is phenomenal. Anytime I have an issue with anything, anytime a customer that's bought a uke from us that has any kind of issue, you or Steph are always right there to help out in any way it is. Matter of fact, I think you helped speak with an international customer of mine that had an issue with the uke recently. So first and foremost, you guys are, I know it's family owned, and it's just absolutely amazing, the customer service and care that you guys give to me and the customers.
Thank you. Yeah, that's been our motto from day one. We support the dealers that support us, and together we support our customers, so that it goes all ways around. Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the beginning of Ohana. Where did the idea come from? What were the first steps, and how did you get involved?
Sure. So I was still pretty young then. This was 15 years ago. This is our 15th year, so 2006. Um, and my dad, Lewis, some of you may have met him before at a festival or two. So he started Ohana, and he used to work as an engineer, sort of in that corporate world. And it got to a point where he was working full time. My mom was working full time. But then there was this family coming along, and I was the first one. And so it was a conversation one day of, hey, we're both so busy, and the kids are starting to grow up, and well, what if I being Lewis, my dad, what if I just went and did something a little different and tried this out, just sort of doing my own thing. And my mom said, oh, go for it if that's what you think will work. And so I think he had a business partner that helped him get to know the instruments a little better. And it was really, it was that sort of starting it out of a garage, literally out of our garage at home, and then eventually into a warehouse, and then a bigger warehouse to where we are now. And it was one customer at a time, and it was one dealer at a time. And luckily, we were fortunate to be in that sort of 5 or 10 year gap in the 2000s where the ukulele was really starting to take off. And so it hasn't stopped since then. And yes, I saw a comment in the chat just now. So yes, my dad is the owner and founder of Ohana. So here I am.
Yeah, and I had to get a couple of instruments because you guys, there's a couple of things you guys do really, really well that I don't think enough people know about. So, I mean, as far as like some of your beginner ukes, ukuleles that are great for people that are just starting, whether they're kids, from your SK10 line, which is the soprano, that have, colors and even pineapple shapes in those. And where you start, like, and I go on, I mean, there's many videos out there. Like, I love the 35 series. I mean, I think it's my favorite series. As a matter of fact, that's something that I'm working with you and your dad on, getting a ukelikethepros 35. So we're talking about the SK35, the CK35, the TK35, the BK35, and those come in satin finish, gloss finish, some with pickups, but all solid mahogany. For all solid wood instruments, they're my go-to instrument when people are asking about a uke and then they want something better than a laminate. So the price point and the quality of those is amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
So I always recommend that. But what a lot of people don't realize about Ohana, and I got a couple here, and again, I say this on all the videos, and but one of the areas you continue to excel in my opinion, is when you step up into a little bit of a nicer uke. So we're talking about maybe over $400, but still under $700, even probably more like under $600. But you have a bunch of really nice ukes that are built in somewhat limited quantities each year, such as this spalted maple ukulele, especially with the abalone. And this one is the 451 SMP. This is the concert size, as well as, and these are only two, because I actually have a few other ones that I really love, but even the koa wood one as well, because you're able to get such a high quality instrument. I mean, the abalone itself is not easy to put on. It's time consuming for your builders, the gloss, the nice wood, the koa wood, the maple wood. So anyway, Chris, I think you guys excel in this area, and I don't think enough people know about these models enough. Tell me, I mean, like what was the inspiration behind these, and are you guys going to continue to explore this kind of level of ukes?
Thank you. Yeah, definitely all that we can do to make higher quality ukes at affordable prices for everyone. That's what we're doing, and I'm glad you have that 450 SMP because we're totally out right now. So yeah, Terry always does a great job of making sure he's first on the list for these limited editions that, like you said, we only are able to make a certain number each year just due to the rarity of the wood and sourcing it and the time it takes to make it, the right way. So he's always got his pulse on that and got some in stock, looks like. So
yeah. The one we can't get in stock is the BK35G CE because they sell out. I've already sold out the 3 B stock ones you gave me already too. So
yeah.
Anyway, like I said, we are collaborating on a uke. Tell us a little. What are some of the challenges that you've noticed in the last year? I mean, I guess it's crazy. It's almost been 2 years now since we've been in the pandemic. But what are some of the challenges that you've faced as a manufacturer and a dealer in the last year or so?
By far the biggest one, shipping, importing. So all of our ukes are made in China, and we import them and do the setup here before we ship them to our dealers. And really, it's been, I mean, you have all heard about it. It's the port. We have the port right here in Long Beach. So I get to see the ships that are lining up for miles and really just fighting to get those in. But that keeps going. We're not going to stop. And
Chris, real quick, I'm going to stop there. There's a clicking sound. It's like almost like, I don't know.
Oh yeah, I think I hear that a little bit too. Do you hear me still?
Yeah, I hear you, but it's a real loud clicking sound on as well.
Okay. Let me try to, I'll plug this in really quick. I have a pair of headphones here.
Let me mute Chris just for 1 second as he does that. Sorry about that. That's okay. You're unmute yourself now.
Is this any better?
Still, yeah. Go again, talk.
I think I still hear the clicking sound. Oh yeah.
Yeah, still there.
Never run into that with Zoom before. That's okay.
It was actually fine for most of it, and then all of a sudden it started right when you were talking about the pandemic. So kind of strange.
That's what happens when you talk about the pandemic. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, it's been good. And we're still working on the baritones. I grabbed one here, the one that Terry loves with the cutaway in a baritone size. This one it's not a gloss finish because we're sold out of those because Terry took them all. I had to grab the satin finish one. But
you have those in stock? Wait, you don't have those in stock, do you?
I know this is it's a single unit. It's a blem unit, so I just grabbed it off the shelf and just to bring to show. But yeah, baritones have been hard to get to, but we're going to keep doing those.
Yeah. For you. All right, so I'm going to mute Chris real quick. So the other thing, Chris, which you guys make, which is absolutely by far the cutest and actually one of the great sounding ukes, is they're a TTPK series. So they make a Sopranissimo and a Sopranino pineapple. Actually, they make them in regular shape too, but they make these pineapples and they actually make hard shell cases for them. And I don't kid you not, everyone that's out there, they are by far the most adorable, and I don't mind saying that, cutest, and all solid mahogany. So they actually are sound great as well. It looks like you got some Onino or something behind you. But actually, so that's the other thing, Chris, that you guys do that no one else is really doing. That's really cool. So what do you got there?
Yeah, I don't have that one with me, but if you imagine this is a tenor size, but imagine this, but it's only this big. So it's like my head, it's like the size of my head. So yeah, we love those, and everyone that we talk to always loves just this look, but but the size of my head. So it's something that you can just stick in your bag, in your purse, your backpack, take it with you, and every time you take it out, people are like, "Whoa, what is that?" By far one of my favorites too. Yeah.
So Chris, before I let you go here, is there did we decide on have we decided on the giveaway uke yet?
Yeah, you know what? I brought it with me, and I think it's not tuned up. That's okay. But you were mentioning our 35 line, which is all solid mahogany and has, satin, gloss, cutaway, no cutaway, pickup, no pickup. By far our best selling and really our core line, if I had to say. So here I've got a CK35G. I know you like these. It's concert size and all solid mahogany, gloss finish. And if that works for you, we'd like to give this to a lucky winner in like 20 days or something when the giveaway is done.
Heck yeah, I love that thing. Those are, and the ones that don't have a cutaway, I do like the cutaway, but they sound a little fuller without the cutaway. So those are, yeah, phenomenal instruments. Yeah, so I love that. Thank you for that. And by the way, I want that baritone. Don't be getting no baritones and not shipping them my way. Just add that to my total.
You got it. You got it.
So, all right, y'all. Well, everybody, Chris Wu here from Ohana, and I appreciate Ohana. They've done more than they've done tons for me and very supportive of ukelikethepros and in multiple giveaways and just helping me out grow. So, Chris, you and your entire staff, your dad, everyone, Steph and Lay and everyone else, I appreciate everything you do.
Likewise. Thank you, Terry.
All right, talk to you later. All right, good. So thanks, Chris, for that. I'm going to try to find where he is. And Chris, go ahead and mute yourself because I can't find you. You're lost somewhere. In the sea of okay, good. All right, I'm now our next guest is here, and I'm very excited to have her on here. I'm going to bring her on in just 1 second. But anyway, that was Chris from Ohana. All right, so don't forget, we've had Pepe, we've had Flight, we've had Ohana on. They've all donated instruments, and our next guest as well has donated an instrument, and many of you know them as well. But make sure you sign up, ukelikethepros.com/Christmas. We have 40 people here just in the VIPs and the Platinums membership here on the Zoom call, and then we have looks like, let me check the YouTube here. Oh, that's the wrong one. Looks like we have about 80 people on the YouTube right now. So sorry, I haven't been able to get to all the chat. It's just been this is how we do it, shotgun style. And we're not even halfway done with bringing on the brands here. So anyway, make sure to sign up because after today, we start the tutorials where you have to start playing and learning the Christmas songs that I do. And I'm going to push you this year. Okay. I'm going to push you a little bit on these songs. I got some collaborations that I've done. I've got a bunch of different styles, from traditional Christmas to more jazzy, to more bluesy stuff. And then we're going to have guests from all the brands have brought our guest on, and we're going to have guests from every single brand, from Pepe, from Daniel Ho to Victoria from Flight, and to Xander from Ohana. And then the next brand here, their special guest artist is an ukulele player that probably you can just go by what's one name, which is Aldrin. So if you know what brand Aldrin is, put that in the chat right now. We'll give you all some tasks to do so you are here and stuff. So their special guest, not today, but their artist guest is Aldrin. Now, the next brand here, I'm going to tell a little story before I bring on the next brand. So the next brand didn't want me to be a dealer. Okay. They didn't want me to be a dealer. They didn't like the fact that at the time, I didn't have a storefront. Okay. So there was something that was kind of new to them. And so the final decision for me to actually become a dealer for this next brand was I was actually in Hawaii. Okay, so that might narrow it down a little bit. I was actually in Hawaii. I was doing the tour, just like a lot of you have done, and Kristen was there in the final showroom where all the people from the tour were looking at the beautiful instruments on the wall, and someone was looking at it. It was a Guitarlele. It was actually I think it was one of the Islanders. and I actually sold it. I actually sold that instrument to the guy. I convinced him to buy it, and then miraculously, right after that, I was able to become a dealer. So, and by the way, Lena was there that day too. Lena was there that day in the show. So anyway, without further ado, I want to bring on Lena from. Let me make you a co-host here. I want to bring on Lena from, of course, the one and only over 25 years in business, making some of the finest Hawaiian ukuleles, which is Guitarlele. So Lena, welcome.
Hey, aloha. How are you?
Yeah, aloha.
Aloha.
How you
And
doing?
mele kalikimaka. Woo!
Hey, exactly. Mele kalikimaka. So Lena, thank you for taking the time today. I know it's a busy day. A lot of your staff and are busy with the meetings and stuff. So thanks for coming on and representing Guitarlele.
Thank you. I've been enjoying watching Pepe. I'm like a super fan of his. I met him once at a NAMM show. He doesn't remember me. He meets thousands of people, but it was so awesome to see him, the gang from Flight, the family of Ohana. I love it. Everybody representing their brands. It's a beautiful thing.
It is. Yeah. And the thing that about Pepe too is he's so nice. It's almost ridiculous.
Down to earth. I love it.
And he's a great surfer too. Him and I surf. So, all right. So where are you right now? What's your backdrop here that I'm looking at?
So right now I'm sitting in our brand new Kanilea studios. It's mostly for video and photography work. We are in the process of setting it up for sound. So you don't see it on camera, but I actually have sound panels all over so that we can dampen that sound here. And we're located in Windward Mall. We crazily enough opened up just over a year ago, right in the midst of a pandemic. And it's been amazing.
Okay, so this is inside the mall. So your showroom is somewhere out there, and then you have in one of the back rooms you're making into this studio. And
yes, we actually have a 2,000 square foot showroom in the front of this area, and I'm actually in that back 2,000 square feet with a studio and full offices and storage in the back.
Okay, so it's a pretty big place.
Yes, much bigger than the one that you sold that first GL6 in our small little retail space, which was attached to our factory.
Yeah, that wasn't even 100 square feet. I don't think.
No, I don't think so.
Tiny little place. And then also, if people have ever been to Guitarlele and done the factory tour, exciting news! You guys have actually taken over the other half of that back part of the building as well. Are you in the process of setting it up, or is it set up already?
We are just about ready to bring back guests for this. We're excited. We did acquire that old retail space that we had. We're outfitting that and we're expanding that tour. We're excited. That's one thing that Joy and Kristen have always been about. Joy and Kristen Souza, the founders of our company, have always been about showing what it is, how we build our ukulele. And we recognize that every brand is a little bit different. Every brand has their own style. And we always wanted to just show people what it is that we do. We always wanted them to be able to meet the guys and the wahine that build their instruments, because we think it's important that they know that these instruments are being handcrafted. Yes, there are some machines that come into play when it comes, especially to precision. The parts of your ukulele that are about intonation, those are done on a CNC, computer numerically controlled machine, so we can get really detailed there. But for everything else, it's handcrafted, and we love that our guests get a chance to meet them.
Yeah, and I don't know, Art. So is it that back part of the warehouse? Are you expanding just where everything? Are you knocking down walls and just making the whole production area a lot bigger for your crew?
We are. We brought in, we have an incredible team of 22 that are working with us at this time, and we are expanding this way and that way, and we're excited. 2022 is going to be amazing.
Yeah, because it's the room where a lot of the assembly of the ukuleles takes place. It was a pretty small room itself. The downstairs part was a pretty small room. So. And you did everything there from bending.
Cozy.
It's cozy. Cozy. I love it. Exactly.
That is fun.
Where you do the bending of the wood, putting everything together. I mean, yeah, so that's cool. Yeah, I'm excited to come back and see that as well. Now, before we get to some of the stuff, well, you've already mentioned some of the stuff you're excited about. A lot of people know this, not everybody, but I am a Guitarlele baritone player. I think, and a matter of fact, I just did a video a few days ago on the best baritone in the world, and by far, I mean, I love your baritones. I mean, I just everything about them, the feel, the sound, the look, everything. I'm a huge fan of your I mean, all your ukuleles, but because I gravitate towards the baritone for a lot of my content, I absolutely love it. So
Very.
now they're not.
What are you showing off right now?
They're not cheap. Well, hold on. This is. I just want to. Some people know this and some people don't, but we were actually work with Kamana and your team over there. So we were able to do a ukelikethepros model, and this is actually the second variation of it. This one we actually ended up doing the regular abalone silver. A lot of it's been red.
Yes, I love that red.
The headstock. And then we have ukelikethepros logo inside with the Guitarlele logo. So so anyway, I was excited about this collaboration. I guess it's been a while, maybe 6 or 8 months since we got the first batch of the ukelikethepros Guitarlele baritones. I think I have 1 or 2 left. So
I love that red trim around your abalone. That's
beautiful. Exactly. I'm red. I love red. But tell me a little bit about, Lena, tell me a little bit about your story. Like, how long have you been at Guitarlele? What is it that why do you devote, your chunk of your life there? What do you notice about the atmosphere, the philosophy, everything about the Guitarlele?
Thank you for asking. I've been an ukulele player in Hawaii. You start playing the ukulele at 3-4 years old. That's typical in a Hawaiian household. So I've been playing ukulele for the longest time. And of course, most of the time we just kind of hang out in the first 4 frets, right? You just play, you really are playing the ukulele just to complement your vocals, just to complement the singing, just to complement what everybody in the family is playing. We call it kani kapila. I know a lot of you are already familiar with that phrase, which means to make that instrument sound. Yeah, kani kapila. And it's something that we all grow up with. But when I got into high school, I met 3 of my best friends in the entire world. They are all wahine, just like me, all ladies. And we all play our instruments, and we got together and we formed a band. So the name of my band it's a very long Hawaiian name. It's Nawai Ho'olu'u Ke'anue Nue. Translated, it means the colors of the rainbow. And we went on to compete in state competitions, and we still play music together. We've been together for over 30 years. So I've always had a love for ukulele. I can play other instruments, but the ukulele is my heart and soul. My father was a jazz style musician, and it's been incredible, as an ukulele player. Well, I met my husband and married that guy. His name is Brother Sam. He too is an ukulele player. And just like you, Terry, he loves the baritone. The guy plays baritone like nobody's business. And he was at that time endorsed by a company called G-String. Well, when the owner of G-String decided he was going to stop building ukuleles, and I believe he was going to go into building race cars, which is amazing. This guy is awesome. A lot of his artists said, okay, where are we going to go for support? And so he says, you know what? Go to Joe Souza of Kanilea. And at that time, my husband was one of those artists. And he said, who's that? So in about 2006, Sam went, introduced himself to Joe. And he quickly became a Kanilea artist. In fact, I believe he has one of Joe's very, very first baritones ever built. It's a spruce top, core back and sides with the old KU logo, the crew logo. Well, a year afterward, I got a chance to meet Joe and Kristen and shared with them my story of how I play ukulele, and they asked to endorse me. And I was just like, that's awesome. I would love to. I got my ukulele. It was a beautiful K3 tenor premium, absolutely gorgeous. 2 days after I received that instrument, I dropped it on the ground in front of them by accident. And the pieces at the back of it went flying. And I just started crying because I'm like, oh no. I literally broke the instrument in front of the guy that built it for me just 2 days ago. And they told me, Lena, it's okay, we'll build you another one. I said, no, I'm hanging on to it. Well, I just want to let you know what that was back in 2007. It's 2021. We still have that instrument. Her nickname is Puka. Puka means whole because she has an extra puka on the back. And we still play her, and she's a little crunchy and makes all kinds of crazy noises, but she's just the most beautiful sounding ukulele. I mean, since then I've had others. Then in 2015, I had an opportunity to work with Kristen to do some sales and marketing. And so I jumped on and joined the team, and it's been amazing ever since. This is a wonderful family to work with. Joe loves the ukulele. And there have been times I'm sitting in the showroom and I'm watching him, and I'll never forget a guest from Norway. And he just, he saved all of his money to come to Hawaii, and he just wanted to see ukuleles. And he went on all the different tours, and he came to this one and he shared his story with Joe, and Joe grabbed an instrument off the wall, which was well over $2,000. And he said, thank you so much for being here. And he put the instrument in the man's hands and gifted it to him. That's the kind of guys I work with. They have the biggest hearts. And of course, I was like, oh no, who's going to tell his wife he just gave away an instrument? But again, it just goes to show that he has that kind of heart. And in his mind and in his heart, he's like, I built this. I built this with my team, and I can build another. And this man came from halfway around the world to be here. He'll probably never come to Hawaii again. So I'm going to have him walk away with an instrument. That's the kind of people I work with. So.
Yeah. And it's incredible. I mean, now that the Sousa sons are now involved with the business too, so they're carrying on their tradition. Joe, I remember last NAMM that we actually were able to have, which I guess was in 2019. Yeah, it's been a while, right? Because last year was canceled. And he came up to me, and I wasn't even at the Guitarlele booth. I think I was at the Kamaka booth or something over there. And he just came up and he told me about the 2020 platinum. I have a platinum here, but not that. And he just literally talked to me about it for a half hour. It was just the love of what he was doing, and we just talked. And he's an amazing guy. And then what Guitarlele does too, not only for the Made in Hawaii stuff, but also all the Islander stuff, which I do carry, and also have, even though they're not made in Hawaii, they also have very high standards for them. But the planting a koa tree, which it seems like a simple thing, right? It's they just go and throw a seed out on the plant, right? And a lot of you know, me and Kamada talk a lot, not as much now that he has his baby. But the process of planting a koa tree to actually where it could potentially live in nature, which is growing it indoors or, and making it a seedling and growing, it's a super complex process.
It is, Terry. I was a part of the very first planting, and it's backbreaking work. It's not as easy as just digging a hole, dropping a seed, and then hoping it grows. Every one of our instruments, Islanders included, represent a koa tree that we have planted in the forest or are in the process of planting. We have, up until right before Thanksgiving, we had dropped in 28,000 trees in the land. And these trees go into conservation. I know a lot of people think, oh, they're planting trees for their ukulele business. But, before you can use a fully grown koa tree, before the wood is good enough to use as an ukulele, the tree is well over 40, 60, 70, sometimes 100 years old. We're going to be dead by the time, honestly. I mean, we're not going to be here to harvest those trees, but we plant for conservation. So when our trees go into the ground, we do not harvest those trees. The only trees that we ever take from the land are either dead fall or dead standing. The tree is completely dead. But it is backbreaking work because we have to crack through a lava. The lava has this hard crust, and you have to crack through it with an auger in order to get to that soft soil. And then when you plant the sapling in there, you have to make sure that sapling is going to grow. So we actually have to truck water up the mountain because where we are, it's kind of in a subalpine region. We're at between 4,000 and 5,000 foot elevation, which is where the coal belt is. So we actually buy water, bring the water up so that we can continue to maintain the trees. We have to remove invasive species because the invasive species will come in. We put up fencing so that we can keep out feral animals from digging up those saplings because it's like candy to them. So there's a lot of work involved in making sure that that tree will catch. And then once it does, once it gets tall enough to grab precipitation from the air, then it can take care of itself. Then we are starting to move on to other areas. But after Thanksgiving, we are now at just over 31,000 trees planted. And it's not just coal we plant because no forest is one tree. So we are very biodiverse. We plant other native plants that work in symbiosis with the koa. They work together. And it's hard work. It's not easy work, but it's rewarding. And it's rewarding to see every time when we see a child playing an islander or we see, somebody busting out their baritone oha, every single one of these instruments represents a tree that we've planted. And that's meaningful to us. We still have a lot more to go. We are planting 195,000 trees. That's our goal, to represent every nation, 195 nations in the world. And we're going to plant 1,000 trees for each nation. I'm sorry, Terry, I cannot hear you. Did you mute yourself?
Okay, sorry about that.
No,
Can you hear me now? I did, yeah, because I was unzipping this right here.
You mean this right here?
Oh my goodness. You stole my thunder. How dare you?
Mine's got a little bit of sap in there.
Oh, we got battle of the platinums. Battle of the platinums. By the way, Lena, some people are asking about your band's name. If you could potentially spell that, put it in the chat.
Sure, I will.
Just type it into the Zoom chat. That would be great.
Okay, that I will. Thanks, guys.
Speaking of Koa and speaking of Joe and the team, so each year, Kanalea, head by Joe, does the Platinum Series. And for the last few years, each one just keeps on. It's just incredible from the pineapple one to the super tenor last year to this absolutely just masterpiece one. And now that we're in December, these are going to be coming to a close soon.
You're absolutely right. We have been very strict about our Platinum Series, which started in 2015, that we will only build within the calendar year. So those orders that come in December 31st, that's it. That's the end of that. And I just wanted to show that because we have this special style of sound hole, I know some people are like, how do I get my pickup in there? Well, we created what is called the back access here. And it's a little panel that you can lift up. It is attached by magnets, very, very strong magnets, but it allows you access into your ukulele. Yeah, can you see that? And then when it pops back in, it's literally invisible. You don't even see it. Yeah.
Absolutely incredible. So yeah, I have two, and I think I'm slotted to get the last one because I like to have the last one always. But
of course, you.
Yeah.
And then of course we got our true relief there. So a little bit of a innovation. That's the one thing I love about Joe. This guy is innovative. He loves to R&D, and this is the reason why we had to create the Platinum line for him, because we couldn't have him changing up our standard models. We can't have him flipping stuff out. And well, he's like, he needed some place to pour his creative juices. And so he pours it into the Platinum line. When you get the Platinum, you get everything that has never been made before on any other instrument. And that's this true relief. So from your angle, I know you're looking, ukulele looks a little warped, but when you're holding it here, it's just, it literally is a step up. It's the next level of an armrest. Incredibly comfortable, just reaching over that instrument.
Is that your instrument? Is that your personal instrument?
Oh boy, I wish. No, actually, the last Platinum I gifted myself was a 2016 Platinum. I saved up some money for that because I fell in love with that flat top, thin style, traditional slotted headstock. And that's where Joe had introduced the first armrest as well as the bevel cutaway.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely incredible. Well, Lena, it's a pleasure. I can't wait to come see you again. Hopefully in 2022, I will I was there in Maui last time, but to try to get over to Honolulu was too hard. So, but I will be there next year and I will come and see you. So I appreciate your time. Thank you for that and everything you brought. We put the band name. Mari was able to find it probably on your website, and we got the band name there. So Lena, mahalo.
Thank you so much, family. On behalf of the Susa Ohana and my Kanile'a crew, we want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for supporting Terry. Uke Like the Pros. He's like literally my #1 baritone seller in the world. And we have so many of his incredible students and followers and fans calling us just to see how much he loves him. So thank you so much for making this happen for us and for every other brand out there, Terry. Love you. Thank you.
All right, bye. All right, so that was absolutely incredible. Thank you, Lena and Kanalea, for that. And they're sending me, by the way, their giveaway. So I actually don't even know yet. I keep asking. They're gonna we're gonna send it to you. So they are going to. You don't have it there, Lena, do you?
I don't have it here. It's in my shop. It is a beautiful K1 Tenor Deluxe. I got my eyes on it. Lovely deluxe grade curly koa. And ebony fingerboard bridge and head plate. It's going to be spectacular.
And those things are like, that's like a $1,600 instrument right there, even more.
Cannot keep them in stock. Those are the ones that sell the fastest.
Exactly. So, woo! Someone's going to get a Tenor Deluxe. That's awesome. Thank you, Lena. All right. K1T Deluxe. K1T Deluxe. So bringing the heat. So, all right, we're running a little behind, but we actually have a gap afterwards anyways, because one of our brands was not able to make it. So I'm not gonna talk too much now. I'm just gonna bring our next guest off. They've been here for a while and I didn't want to keep them waiting, but that's what happens sometimes with these live things. But anyway, we're still going. I think we have, let's see, we have 3 more brands here coming on. And the next brand I'm going to bring on here is the one that has helped me with the 2 Uke Like the Pros models, the JT model and then the solid spruce top tobacco sunburst. So that is Kala, and the biggest ukulele company in the world. They have so many models. I can't even keep all their models, because you should see their product list is endless. It's pages and pages and pages of products that they carry. But absolutely stunning. Another huge supporter of mine. They have donated to our giveaways. They have donated to our private member-only giveaways as well. They've been a huge supporter of me. I work with them. I talk to them on a regular basis, meaning daily, to not only my rep Pat, but emails to Joe as well. So without further ado, Joe, thank you for your patience. But Joe DeMars is here from Kala. Let me make you a co-host here. All right. And Joe, welcome.
Awesome. Hey, Terry, how are you doing?
Good. So where are you right now?
We are, I'm in Petaluma, California. So this is our HQ office. So Petaluma is just about 50 minutes north of San Francisco. So we have the gorgeous view of San Francisco behind me from the Marin Headlands. It was my background of the day.
Awesome. Now you have recently moved locations. Is this a new location that you're in?
Just we stayed within the same city. We just switched things around a little bit.
Are you moved in now to the new place?
85% of the way there.
Okay, where are you there? Are the offices there now?
Yeah,
or?
exactly.
Okay. Now the new place, so the old place, if I understood it correctly, you had the offices there. You actually had a lot more instruments that would come into there that you would actually ship from there. And I'm not sure if the Elite was in that building too, but now the new place is really basically the offices and then the Elite place that you're not really storing instruments anymore at this new facility.
Right. Yeah, that's right. We're just going to be storing our Elite series here. So I share a door here with where our manufacturing is starting up here in the next couple of weeks.
And so I am actually fortunate enough, and I thank you and your team for allowing me to be a Elite dealer.
Yeah.
that I think I have a good handful of them here now. Talk a little bit about those. And we'll get to some other stuff you're excited about, but just talk a little bit about the Kala Elites, because I think so many people know you for so many instruments. Like, you have such a huge range of instruments, especially in, from the, $50 to $400 range.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about the Elites.
Well, the Elites, in a lot of ways, for Kala was always the dream to be able to include that in our catalog. It's kind of that. I've always thought about Kala as the total like staircase of the ukulele journey. So someone can jump in at an early price point, and they can stick with us all the way, or at least revisit us pretty frequently. And Kala Elite ukuleles, we started making the first ones in 2015, and that was our first time being able to have our own start to finish manufacturing team based in Petaluma here in Northern California. So this series has always meant a lot to us because we've been designing and releasing ukuleles since 2005, but we had the ability with Kala Elite to finally start to identify some of the things at the higher end that we'd always wanted to do, and be able to have kind of start to finish, be able to do that in our own facility. So that started off as primarily a satin and gloss Hawaiian koa concerts and tenors. And over the years, we've kind of had more models introduced that have become staples for us, that are a mix of the Hawaiian woods and some of our own Pacific Coast woods that we want to represent. We have a Port Orford cedar top koa model, which is one of my favorite kind of hybrid, kind of a geographic hybrid instruments. We have a all solid big leaf maple Tenor XL. Sitka spruce is one of our favorite tone woods. So for us, that Elite series has really been an opportunity to have fun and create some pretty beautiful instruments at that, like I was saying, at that kind of top price point for us, where someone can really kind of settle into once they've had a chance to learn.
Yeah, they're absolutely stunning. I mean, I've got them. I think I've done videos on all of them that I got in. There might be one or two left from the like you said, the koa to the flame maple to the various spruce tops to the mahogany.
Yeah.
How many? Just out of my curiosity, how many in the Elite factory? How many people are working there?
Our team is about a team of 4 right now. Everyone that's a part of this team has skill sets kind of all over the place, which is pretty cool. So they'll help each other out in different categories. But generally speaking, we have one team member that largely handles our bodybuilding, another that is largely responsible for finishing, and then 1 or 2 more that are doing the final instrument setup and assembly. And our head builder Marcos oversees the entire operation.
So I think that's a big deception with the word factory. We think of the word factory when we think of these like hundreds or thousands of people, like and you think there's like 4 people making these handmade instruments.
Yeah, that's where factory versus workshop, they kind of whatever word might kind of generate a different picture for us. It's an interesting situation to where if some people have had the chance to come through, at least for our old facility in Petaluma, have had the chance to come through and take a tour of our workshop here. And I do think that with how large Kala is, they're surprised pleasantly so by how just hands-on and small this processes for the Elite series. So that's definitely accurate.
Have you someone asked if do you offer any tours, or will you offer any tours there?
Hopefully, yeah. But you pointed out at the beginning that we just moved into our new office, so we'd like to get there in 2022 again.
Yeah. Was the was the old building that you were in, were there elites in that particular building as well? Was it all in one place too?
Yeah, it was close. We shared a parking lot, but now we're kind of all together. So
Okay, cool. So yeah, the call elites are made right here. I mean, in
Mhm.
Petaluma, so USA, California. And then their other lines are made in various places, including like the JT models, which you and your team helped me create. Were these were from Indonesia. We
Yeah.
literally just got our first shipment in yesterday. So, what has been like? First of all, how long have you been with Kala?
I personally have been with Kala for about 3.5 years.
Okay. So even in that time, you must have seen, especially with the pandemic, just the growth as well in Kala, because I mean, I've noticed it with my store because of just the interest in ukulele, people being home, and just the community is growing. But that must be something that is incredible to see, just even in a short period of time, like 3.5 years, how it's grown.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, kind of like more broadly from an industry perspective, like we've seen, there have been these multiple times in the past few decades where there's kind of renaissance of interest in the ukulele as an instrument. You know, we had the early and mid 2000s is a big kick in exposure for the ukulele appearing on folk records and indie records and getting more visibility in the United States and Canada and the UK. So we've had those periods of time where we see kind of outside cultural forces creating a big spike of interest in the instrument, which is great because we all love the ukulele and we want it to get that visibility wherever it can. And the pandemic was, that again, in some ways, it was a lot of people with all the really difficult and terrible things that have gone on. One positive byproduct are people home ready to start a hobby or ready to tackle that thing that they weren't sure that they were going to have time to tackle. And that's I think that's been the ukulele for a lot of people, and that's something that your store has noticed. I know it's something that we've noticed as a brand, and being able to provide that as like a learning tool for somebody to enter really into music for the first time for some people is that kind of unique privilege that the ukulele has.
Yeah, and out of almost the 40 people here on the Zoom, which is, again, these are all our VIPs and our platinum members, and then over 92 people on the YouTube. Everybody who is ever here, if you have a Kala, any model, anything, just put a me or a yes or something in the chat, because I would have to imagine that you guys do such a great job with your marketing, making your instruments accessible, that and having such a wide variety from the McCullough series to the Watermans to the Ukadelics to and then moving on up to the KA series and then going. You do such a great job of having such a wide variety of instruments available to people. I would imagine you got to be the go-to for like just the majority of people that have their first instrument would be a Kala. So we'll just check. I'm getting a bunch of stuff here.
I'm seeing a lot too. Yeah.
In the chat here.
I mean, of course, like that just always means a lot, I think. That's awesome.
Now, what I like to highlight with Kala is, I think I've just sold out my last Waterman, which I think gratefully just came back in. But I mean, we do sell a lot of the entry level stuff, which is great for a beginner or great for traveling and stuff. But what I feel like you guys really excel on too is when you do get into that solid top or the solid ukuleles. Not only the SA series, the solid Acacia series are absolutely incredible. And these are all under $400 for the most part. The Cedar top stuff, of course, the XL series. The XLs are those are one of my favorite ukuleles. But that's where I think if people can invest in in more of that $300 to $450 roughly price range, that those instruments you guys are putting out are absolutely stunning. And I think that you get a lot of value for that price point.
Yeah, thanks for saying so. I think that the solid tops to me have always whenever people ask me like what are some of the initial ways that Kala really found its place and its niche in the industry, like back in our first years, uh, releasing those first kind of solid spruce top or solid cedar top with maybe more traditional mahogany back and sides or koa back and sides. Those were very and are very unique. I think they've given players a kind of a bolder presence with the small instrument that they're playing. And yeah, I always encourage people to whether it's an artist or just definitely a customer, like asking where they should be in the catalog. Just taking a moment to take stock of what they already have, what's their budget, because definitely going into the solid top and the solid wood world, you're paying for longevity at that point, not only with the workmanship quality, but you're paying with longevity because solid wood ages into itself, which I know a lot of us know now. So it's something that when people are ready to make that jump, I do encourage that they do that. And yeah, even for solid top, solid wood instruments that are below $400, imported instruments, there's a lot of quality control that's getting it to the point where you're playing it. So hopefully that's something that people feel too when they pick up a solid Acacia or any of the other models you're talking about.
Yeah, and there's a huge difference that people, until you experience like a laminate, and granted, there's some laminate stuff that it feels and sounds great, so it doesn't mean that
totally.
they don't. But it's like when you feel there's a little bit nicer quality in the build, in the wood, the sound quality, when you step up into that instrument, and you make it really affordable for people to get into that realm, which I love. I got two things I want to talk to you about real quick. One is your venture into guitars. So you just recently, matter of fact, Herb is here and he won one of the guitars, but the parlor guitar, the orchestra mini, some of the newer guitars you have come up. What was the motivation of getting a little bit more into the guitar world?
Yeah, that's a good question. We have the short answer to start is we have a lot of guitar players here. So this stuff's bound to happen because we have a lot of ideas as we look at the large guitar industry as a whole. We see little pockets where we wish there was more representation, just sizes. We have orchestra guitars that as guitar players we've enjoyed playing before, and the parlor size is unique to us that we like. And one of our first guitars we made is we call the thin line design. After we produced our travel ukuleles, our thin line travels, that was kind of a fun progression, bringing that up to the guitar scale. So what Kala guitars have been for us is an opportunity to try out some products for guitar sizes that we don't see a lot of, and we just like as players, and then some interesting and alternate tunings. Kind of a surprise hit for us was our Kala tenor guitar, which is a really unique instrument to pick up as a folk musician or anything tuning. It's tuned in fifths, being able to tune it like a baritone ukulele. For us, also designing and manufacturing a guitarlele, one with EQ and without EQ. So we've tried to hone in on the guitars on the oddballs, like the interesting sizes, the interesting tunings, and really make that our world. And then we also have new to late last year's our student guitar series. So those are the exception in that they're very traditional 3/4 and full scale guitars for students to learn on.
Yeah. So since people ask like, what's a parlor size? What's an orchestra mini? They're just, we don't have to get into it, Joe, too much, but they're just smaller scale, both in the scale length and the body size compared to like a full size classical guitar or a full size acoustic, like a dreadnought or a stuff like that. So they're just like Joe said, they're not oddball sizes, they're just different sizes to make it not quite such a huge instrument to play.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
All right, so Joe, just a few things here, and I personally, you have been amazing. I mean, Pat is my rep, and he's incredible. And every time I jumped on a call with your team and different people, I mean, you've always been great to me. And your customer service. Anytime I have an issue with the uke, if I need a credit, if I need a new instrument, getting stuff to me fast, customer service, if I've had an issue or one of my customers has one, I mean, you guys really take care of that. You really do a great job at that. So I just wanted to point that out in case you don't, we tend to hear a lot about negative stuff. We don't always hear so much. We hear a lot more when people have a complaint about something rather than when we do something well. But I just wanted to bring it up that you guys do a great job, and I appreciate everything you do, not only for the ukulele community, but just for me as well.
Yeah, thanks, Terry. I appreciate hearing.
All right, so last thing here is just what are you like? You guys have a new stuff out that even though I know it was introduced at the beginning of the year, it's a lot of it starting to come in now, or just recently come in, or potentially. What are you excited about now, or even coming up in 2022?
Sure. One of the series that it personally has a spot in my heart is our gloss solid cedar top Acacia series. This is a series that we've had around in old form for several years, but we did like a pretty thoughtful redesign of it into last year. And it is my favorite because it has just the widest, I think it's the collection with the widest variety of sizes that we do. So it's like soprano long neck, concert, tenor, baritone, tenor 6-string, baritone 8-string. It's really the series where we're able to go all out with the string and the size offerings. And I believe actually the tenor with cutaway and EQ is our giveaway prize for this contest this month for you. But that's a series that I've just had my eyes on, and I personally love the tonal mix between something like a cedar top and an acacia back and sides. I've always thought that might be one of the perfect blends that tone woods have to offer at the ukulele scale. So that's a series that I've been particularly excited about.
And that's the SCAC series, is that correct?
Yes, SCAC.
Yeah. And what I love about that, I'm going to drop this in for everybody. It looks like I've been blowing out a lot of these as well. But what I do love about these, Joe, too, what you mentioned is that the amount of variety that are in these. So I remember we had these and then they were gone for a while during the redesign. But 8-string baritone, super cool, and the tenor and the EQ and the cutaway and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, those are cool, especially with the solid cedar top, which is a beautiful, beautiful warm tone wood for instruments. Yeah. So all right, everyone. Joe, I appreciate your time. Thanks for coming on here. And we have a Anthony Stanley is going to be the call artist that we're going to have on in a couple weeks. So that's going to be exciting. But I do appreciate, again, I mean, you were part of the Rock Like the Pros Guitar Challenge. You were part of one of the Uke Like the Pros Technique Challenge. We've been tons of giveaway for both my premium and platinum members, and then also just taking a part of this. So I do appreciate you guys doing what you do and help support the community and myself.
Yeah, this is such a cool community, so it's our pleasure every time.
All right, well, you have a great rest of your day. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, you too.
All right, bye. All right, everybody. So that's Joe DeMars from Kala, and our next guest is here, and we're actually not running too far behind, just a few minutes. So I thank them for their patience. But anyway, we are a couple things here before I bring on our next guest, which is Paul Harris representing Cordoba and Guild. We are, and we've been putting in the chat, we're having a 5% sale on all the brands that are here today at our store. And so we'll have my team drop that into the chat for me. and then just this Christmas extravaganza. This is the beginning, just the very beginning of this, because it's going to go about 18 days, I think, mixed between this, a tutorial, a live session with an artist. We are taking Sundays off, we think, but we also have had interest in a few other people's guests that want to come on. So we might have to sneak them in different places, but we'll be going every day with something new, maybe a new video on YouTube, a live video here. And then at the end of this, we are going to give away the eight ukuleles that we have been fortunate enough to get from all these great dealers, all these great brands. But you got to sign up. Make sure to sign up, ukelikethepros.com/Christmas if you haven't. And if you become a VIP or a platinum member, you will get access to the Zoom calls. You will get access to the all the PDFs, all the backing tracks, and you know how we do it. The backing tracks are absolutely killer, and some of these songs are hard, and you kind of need the charts, because some of them are harder than others. They're not just simply 3-chord Christmas songs. Some of them are going to get into a little bit. So anyway, sign up for that. All right. Whew, we got two more. Brands here coming on. And I appreciate everybody taking their time out of their days to join us here. And my team for answering all the phone calls and dealing with everything while I'm on this as well. And also putting stuff in the chat. But the next brand we're bringing on, and the next rep for that brand that I get to harass a lot through text messages and also email, and also I've had the great pleasure of having this person actually come down to the actual new shop here, the new warehouse, and see it. But is the one and only Paul Harris, and he's going to be representing Cordoba and Guild today. So Paul, get on here, unmute yourself.
All right.
There you are. How are you?
Great. I am fantastic. I hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Yes, absolutely. Well, it's quite a backdrop you got going on here.
It is a backdrop. It's a little bit more interesting than real life. It is a photo, but that was actually during our holiday party, which is coming up very soon this year. But you have all the guitars that are lined up like that. And, we still have a lot of stock going in and out of our factory right now, but they're kind of positioned with a stage behind me. And that was because we had a live performance at that time. So, but I thank you for inviting us to the challenge. This is something that, we watched the videos of everything that you did in prior years, and very impressive, all the videos that everyone's sending in. And we just feel like you're creating the next generation of players. You're challenging people and giving them a goal to shoot for. And, it's a great thing that you're doing out there. A lot of our work in Cordoba is on the educational side of the business. So, we have these school programs that are really fulfilled for the most part through our retail partners. And I know ukelikethepros, of course, huge in education. We do some things with Guitar in the Classroom, Jess Barron's Guitar in the Classroom, outreach to the schools. We also work with schools that would not have a program any other way other than the lead guitar program that is Brad Richter's very well executed program. And so all of these, along with ukelikethepros, are all, really getting more and more players to join us and to get and really kind of moving the ball forward. So thank you for everything you do, Terry.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you for saying that. And now, if those that remember Cordoba, Paul, and really it's Paul that orchestrated all, but Cordoba was the donated 2 guitars to us for the first Rock Like the Pros Technique Challenge. And some of the people that won, Rachel is here, who won the Mini, which is an awesome instrument. So Cordoba is really well known in the, especially the classical kind of guitar world. I remember, years ago when I'm still a guitar player, but, before the ukulele blessed me in my life, Cordoba was just one of those great classical guitars, guitar builders. But as I became a ukulele dealer and brought on the Cordoba line, they make fantastic ukuleles from the entry level stuff to actually moving up into some really nice solid woods. I actually have my favorite solid wood over here as well. So, Paul, do you know much about like the Cordoba and the guitar versus ukulele, and when Cordoba dove feet first or head first into the ukulele world, or has it always been kind of both of them been there?
Yeah, that's I'm glad you brought that up, Terry, because everyone knows us as a guitar line. They know Cordoba as kind of the leader in, or not kind of, really the leader in nylon string guitars. And back in the 1990s, we were actually sourcing our ukuleles from Portugal. And it's kind of a romantic sort of story in the way that the ukulele was originally a Portuguese instrument. And for Cordoba, it was originally a Portuguese instrument as well. And one thing that I'm very proud of in our heritage with Cordoba, it's the strides that our founder, Tim McClouchy, made early on. And he went out and decided that there really wasn't a good offering for nylon string guitars in the market. What he really saw was guitars that were kind of constructed in a modern way with more of a steel string mindset. They really didn't have that delicate kite-like construction that's essential to pick up the nuances of a nylon string guitar. And so he sought out to really bring that back. And to do it, he really had to turn back time about 100 years to the 1880s. And so this is the 1990s at this time. So he was going back 110 years in time and really looking at the guitars that were built by Antonio Torres. And he hired a very famous luthier, Edmund Blochinger. And Ed actually went out and trained the factories in this age-old technique. And that was the beginning of the España series. And so, again, we were, the ukuleles were coming along at that same time. Those were being manufactured in Portugal. And so when we expanded production, and we needed to move overseas, over to China to be able to keep up with its worldwide production, Kenny Hill was actually hired. And, Kenny Hill of Kenny Hill Guitars, and went over and trained the factory on exactly the production techniques that we were using in these original factories. And so a lot of that DNA that you had of our original ukulele offering from Portugal, you still see it today when you look at the 20 series and you see that dual herringbone rosette and purfling. And that's really reminiscent of that original Portuguese styling. And so it's cool that they've kind of kept that together. But it's, really Cordoba created that renaissance in classical guitar or nylon string guitar, which is really how we like to say. We don't want to frame it in classical guitar per se, but talk about it as a nylon string instrument. And then when you look during the COVID period, a lot of people realized that they had a steel string guitar, they had a electric guitar, but they didn't have a good nylon string guitar. And so we really grew during this time, and that was fantastic. And we're still growing with our ukulele line too. Again, as I mentioned at the beginning, we're heavily involved in educational programs. So our ukes are kind of divided into student, player, and pro. And so in our student line, we have the protege line, which is, it's some player packs. We've got 3 player packs that are in there that come with the bag, the book, the tuner, and the ukulele, of course. And a lot of people that are enlisting into these programs, that becomes their first entry, the first, in some cases, their first musical instrument that they're playing or learning sight reading from. And it's definitely their first ukulele. And then we offer in that protege line also soprano, concert, tenor, and baritone offerings, as well as standalones. Yeah, these are in a range beginning around $85 up to just under $100. So we're really positioned for the right budget for classroom instruction, and that's a huge part of our business. We go from there to the 15 series, which is it's an all laminate construction, but we really call these player type instruments. And it's funny. I know you were mentioning earlier about laminates, and we had a European distributor that was saying, you know, your 15 series sounds so good. They almost sound, you know, more voluminous than, you know, other higher tiers in your line. And we looked at what he was saying and kind of analyzed it and realized they were talking about this kind of this volume resonance, this in your face sort of volume that you get from an all laminated product. And that 15 series is a very poppy sort of in your face sound. It's perfect for taking it to the beach. It's perfect for learning new songs. And it is a good starting instrument to begin performing and playing for other people. We have, it has the dot markers on it. It has the, you know, the binding, and looks great and really sounds great. And then it's such a wide line for us. We have, you know, soprano, concert cutaway electric, tenor. And then we move from there into almost looks like a flamed maple, but it's actually flame mahogany. And you know, in the 15 CFM, and we've got, you know, colors in there, and we've duplicated that in our guitar lines. This year we launched the Matisse series, which was a colored you know, nylon string guitar series, which really patterned in just right along with the 15 CFM, which we launched the year before. And it's been very successful. We find that people like colors and they like that vibrance. And then as far as gift giving, people know that, well, you know, that someone that they're buying for doesn't have that particular color. They may have, and so it gives them an opportunity as far as gift giving to be able to select something that they know someone doesn't have. Those have been very popular for us. And so we moved from, you know, that 15 series, which is a kind of a long range from about $109 street price all the way up to about $170 street price. And then we move into our, what we call our Pro series ukuleles, and that's with the 20 series. That is it's an all mahogany offering, laminated back and sides, but with a solid top. And so when you get into that solid top, you're not necessarily, we don't really describe things as good or better or best or anything. It's just different. And so with that solid top, you get more focused, maybe more focused overtones. And it's a sound that if you were going to amplify or record the ukulele, you're getting a more complex sound. And there's more nuances there with the solid top. And of course, we also have, you know, soprano, concert, tenor, baritone, tenor cutaway electric in that. And we're using the Fishman sonotone pickup. We start at roughly $189 for street price and go up to $219. And then last year we launched the 24 series. We kind of relaunched it. We had a version before that was in cedar. In this offering, we launched it with a spruce top, which is bright. It's a bright sounding top with the spalted maple back and sides. So really attractive back and sides to it. But that spalted maple, it has sonically, it's still kind of in the middle. So we have a bright top with you know, a back and sides that still, you know, kind of balances it a little bit. Really great sounding ukulele and unique because you don't see a lot of spruce top ukuleles out there. And that's in a price point of $219 going up to about $269. And then from there, we get into our 25 series. Those are, you know, the Acacia models. Those have a solid top with the Acacia back and sides. solid top Acacia and back and sides that are laminate, in basically a price point of $219 to $269. And then we get into all solid construction with our 30 and 35 series ukuleles. The 30 series, of course, all mahogany, all solid mahogany, and 35 all solid acacia. And they're that 30 series and 35 series is where we incorporated another famous luthier, which is Pepe Romero Jr. And he came in and he had guitar building techniques that he wanted to incorporate into the ukulele. And he added a Spanish heel, which is a traditional Spanish construction, and was coming out with his own ukuleles at the same time. And so on those are created by Pepe Romero Jr. Again, all mahogany or all acacia. And they have that raised headstock piece on the top that kind of sets them apart from the rest of the line. They're also in gloss as opposed to satin versus the rest of the line as well. And they're in a price point of essentially about $430 up to about $700 street price.
Yeah, and what I like, and actually it's funny, I didn't, this is not planned, but the 35, this again is you guys have a great line of the ones you mentioned, the 15s and the 20s and the 25, but you shine on these nicer instruments at the price point. What I love about these, Paul, more than any other brand with this, is that you actually use the 5.0 pickup. So most instruments that come with a pickup already installed, especially in this price point, have kind of built in, and they have lower line like Fishman's or just some kind of like branded pickup, which is what works, right? It sounds okay, but as most of you know here, I mean, I've recorded thousands of videos with the 5.0, and so they get a nice instrument, solid acacia wood. Like you said, and I did not know Pepe helped design these with the Fishman already built in. I mean, this alone is, the pickup install here is like $250 just for that, because of the pickup and the install, how much time it takes. So that's anyway. I didn't even plan, Paul, for you to do that, but that's an instrument that I pulled. That's my one of my favorite Cordobas that we have.
Well, thank you for that. And it's a beautiful instrument, and we want to expand the high-end series as well and keep moving in that direction. We're so involved with the educational side of the business that's really our big push. But in the coming year, I don't have anything that I can talk about right now as far as new releases, because of course NAMM has been pushed back a little, and we'll have some more info as we get early into Q1 of this next year. But we're looking at what I see on the short horizon is more things that will emphasize education, as well as environmental concerns and things that we're doing to kind of help the environment and give back. When we created these new guitars, the Matisse line this year, that's that colored guitar series, we came out with bags that match for each guitar. But it was with the mindset that this was an environmental story as well. And we used recycled ocean plastic to create those bags. So it's more and more as we do different things. When we came out with our new Bob Marley guitar for Guild, and that just came out in November, we're planting a tree for every single guitar that we sell. So it's a reforestation message, as well as great guitar, great value. It's Bob Marley. You got to get one, and they're a great value too, at like $4.99 street. So it's a lot of great things going on. Yeah,
I haven't got my Bob Marleys yet.
The Bob Marley was they're here, Terry, but they're, as you know, and I reside in Long Beach. There is that trailer dilemma that's happening right now. So these Bob Marley guitars, although they've been here, they've been a little locked up. So we had an initial spurt that kind of went out, and then we're waiting for that next wave, and you should have them very shortly. It should be, I would say, next week or the following week.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Well, Paul and I guess it's been, when was it? It's been about maybe a year and a half, a couple of years that I brought in, first Cordoba and then some of the guild imported stuff. And then recently over the last month or two, officially a guild dealer. So, and we didn't really even talk about guild at all today, but we wanted to focus on the ukuleles because that's what we're here. And then, Paul, so I do appreciate your time. I know it's not just you, but it's also the entire Cordoba team over there that, supports these kind of things, these giveaways and everything like that. And I'm truly thankful for that. And it looks like we will have Natalie Gelman will be the Cordoba rep artist that will be on here. And we'll everybody, if you don't know that schedule, we'll let you know about all that. So Paul, I just want to give you a last thank you for all the support you've shown me, ukelikethepros, the ukulele community, rockelikethepros, being here and and even donating an instrument for this fun Christmas extravaganza.
Well, thank you so much, Terry. And again, thank you for all the work that you do. When you go online and you start reviewing your videos, you go back years and years, with talking about guitars and all of this evolution that's happened. And then, of course, when we got into this last year where we were all homebound and really relying on, our computer to communicate with everyone, your business was perfectly aligned for that. You're perfectly at the right place at the right time. And so we thank you for everything you're doing. And we just think you're really a leader in this. So thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Well, thank you. I will talk to you soon, Paul. Thanks for being here. And thank you your entire team for us.
Thank you.
All right. We got one. I thank Paul and Cordoba for all of that. All right. So don't forget this. We got one more brand we're bringing on. This is only day one of 18. Well, 7. I don't know exactly how many, but we have a tutorial artists. We have to give all the ukuleles away at one point too, as well for this whole thing. So you got a lot of stuff coming up. This is just the beginning. We're warming up, we're ramping up as we're getting closer to this Christmas season, the holiday season, and just a lot of fun. A couple of things just to put in your head, because I've been talking to my team. As a lot of the dealers, a lot of the brands have been talking about, if you're thinking of getting a ukulele for yourself, for a present, for something, you need to start thinking about acting sooner than later. Shipping is backed up. I mean, every time I see my UPS driver, their trucks are full. One of my UPS drivers had to come. They had to rent trucks because they're running out of trucks because so many people are shipping stuff. My luthiers with strap buttons, pickups, setups, their queue is getting bigger and bigger. So even though I know we're still 24 days away from Christmas, don't wait. I would act sooner than later because we're going to have starting cutoff days for any kind of custom work. We're going to have to start having cutoff days for shipping. And at some point, you're going to have to start shipping like next day air or 2-day air to get stuff. So the sooner the better. If you are thinking about it on the fence, about buying a ukulele for yourself, for somebody, act sooner than later because we need time to process. As you can imagine, with Black Friday, Cyber Monday, I mean, we just have literally stacks of orders that we're trying to get out. All right, so I saved one of my good friends to come on last year. Another person I literally text probably every day, if not more than once, multiple times a day. And I'm very thankful that the next brand is able to join us for this. Don't forget about the 5% off we're doing today for all the brands, and also make sure to sign up for this ukelikethepros.com/Christmas, this event. And then the VIPs, platinum members, thank you for all that. You'll get private access to that Zoom, as well as all the tabs, the PDFs, the backing tracks, everything. And once we bring the artists out, starting with Daniel Ho on Friday, and then we mentioned a lot of the other artists coming off, and then Aldrin Guerrero will finish this up for us at the end of this thing for Canalea. And then we might have a special guest. By the way, this Friday, all my premium platinum members, Chemo Hussey, I mentioned this earlier, will be joining us. And that was Chemo's idea. That's how much he wanted to come and be a part of this. Is he reached out to Randy, and Randy reached out to me to join us. So Chemo Hussey will be here on Friday for the ukulele Q&A that we do every week. So anyway, without further ado, this next character I'm about to bring on. I think sometimes he ignores me because I send so many messages to him. But I mentioned this earlier when I brought out my black label that I recently got a few days ago. And I did get a Guitarlele as well that I don't have here with me. But this one person is responsible for probably what you know me as of today. Okay? So a little bit of backstory before I bring them on. Of course, we're talking about Ko Aloha. Is when I decided to do this whole ukulele thing, when I was a nobody, I didn't even have a YouTube channel. I didn't have a website. I didn't have a store. I didn't have anything. I just decided on, it was literally a whim. It was literally after jamming ukulele on the beach with a buddy of mine after surfing, that the idea to start ukulele stuff. A lot of you know that. I've talked about that before. And I said, you know what? I'm going to film a Guitarlele course. I'm going to film a ukulele course. And when I decided to do that, I literally didn't even know how to tune a ukulele. Like, I didn't even understand the tuning. I didn't know anything. I just decided to do the course, and then I figured it out. That course is a Master Ukulele 1 course, which is by far my biggest selling course that I had, and that was recorded during a 3 or 4 day stint in Kentucky. I didn't even have a studio at myself, but I went back to Kentucky to film guitar videos, and I ended up filming that particular course. That course has changed my life. For that particular course, I had to borrow a ukulele from somebody. I didn't even have a ukulele, and I ended up borrowing a Ko Aloha from a friend of mine named Tony Gamble. Some of you have heard that name, me talk about him. And he was a Ko Aloha artist at the time. And he allowed me to borrow his slimline tenor, which is the one you see in the videos. And before I filmed, I called Ko Aloha and I spoke to the person I'm about to bring on. This is Brian. And I spoke with him, and he didn't know me. I didn't have anything. Not anything. I mean, I literally didn't even have anything. I didn't have one video out. I didn't have anything. I just told him my vision. I have this vision of creating this ukelikethepros courses, lessons, videos, and stuff like that. That's where it started. And I literally asked them if they would give me a ukulele, right? And only because of my connection with this Tony Gamble did they do a little background check on me and realize I'm a good guy, that they agreed to send me a ukulele. Now, granted, it took about a year to get it, but they were also moving factories. There was a bunch of stuff going on at the time. So they were the very beginning. They were the very first brand that ever supported me from the beginning of this whole thing. And they took a chance on me before anybody else did, and they believed in me. And because they're such a family-oriented company, that they allowed me to do what I do. Fast forward a couple of years, when ukelikethepros was starting to grow, it was also their idea to let me become an artist rep, right? I'm an artist with Ko Aloha, and they said, you know what? Let's see if Terry can sell some ukuleles. All right, so they at the very beginning, they would send me a box of ukuleles on consignment. I didn't even have to pay for them until I sold them, right? And so they're really the ones that helped me get started in the ukulele business as well. And so, you know, I've had a great relationship with them, the entire team over there. Adam, you guys know I talk about Ko Aloha all the time. You know, most of my videos, especially the tutorials, the challenges, I'm playing I'm playing my Koloha. But that's how it started. And it really had to do with this one man that's I'm about to bring on right here, which is Brian Benavente. And he's here with us from the factory in Koloha factory in Hawaii. And I'm going to bring him on right now. So Brian, get in here.
Yo, what's up?
Look at that.
Hey, wow.
Look at where you're at. You're in the magic room.
Oh man, yeah, I'm right now stuck in the studio. Paul's in the office. He's making a mess of things, right now. But bro, it's so. I was kind of blessed to hear you kind of talk about the beginnings. It just kind of got me remembering on how our relationship started and everything, and it kind of forget, because the growth of growth with us, as well as you with Ukelikethepros, it's kind of good to remember the humble beginnings, and the introduction from Tony Gamble. And you're right, man. Like I was thinking, who's this guy asking for an ukulele? But there was there was definitely, for everyone listening, there was a certain drive and vision that was just very apparent whenever talking to Terry back in the day. And it's still there, but there was that, sometimes I forget that you started off as a supported artist, and it was a crazy idea of kind of having these what was it? I called them back in the day the mobile dealers, right, Derry? Yeah. Because we're doing our thing in manufacturing, but you're the one that's out there talking to people, making the connections and playing music and making content. And it just made sense starting with you, bro. So hey, we appreciate you. And I've been reading the comments too as you were talking story, and thank you for all the great comments and the support. And but yeah, man, happy to be here. Thanks for including us.
Yeah, well, come on now. You know that. And I did and I've kind of connected with Andrew too. So besides him gonna join us on the live, but him and I did a little collaboration too on one of the videos. So
awesome, man.
Coming out
great
soon.
Kid. Yeah,
he is. So all right, so tell people or put in the chat everybody who's been to the Koloha factory. Even the old one, which I actually never saw the old one. I never saw the old factory. But if you've been to the Koloha factory, put something in the chat, just me or yes or something like that. If you've actually taken a tour, Brian's been there. You probably either gave the tour or at some point of that tour was there. But for people that don't know, where are you in the factory right now?
Oh, right now I am in the stringing room. This is where, I mostly kind of plot myself nowadays, this is where we do all of the setup work from after they get sprayed, after they get buffed, after they get bridged, they come into this room where we clean them up, put in the tuning pegs, string them up. And what I primarily do is the final setup, before we ship out. And this is where we do everything, like the stringing to the distribution is all done in this room right here. Behind that wall where, we have those little wire shelves is the parts room. That's where also the spray room and the buffing room is located. But yeah, I am in the stringing room right now, which has been my office as of lately. I'm barely upstairs nowadays,
So for people that don't know, right next to Brian and in the back, those are just not the boxes, but all those little cardboard slots, right? That's where they put all the ukuleles. Do you have any? And did you have any to your left too? Are there racks to your left?
We have some down here. That's Kekai, everyone. That's Kekai. He's helping me in the stringing room. Yeah. But yeah, there's shelves to my left, full. Actually, not too full right now. But yeah, this is typically this is where all the ooks are kind of laid out. We have a little custom over here. I also, I don't really build the customs anymore. There's guys who are way better than me doing that now, but this one is going to a particular customer who wanted a shark. And I was at Eva bird, the navigational Hawaiian bird right there with some moons. So I'm not involved with the actual build nowadays, but I do get to do the setup, and, regarding setup, I'm really the playability, action, pickup installs, that's the kind of thing that really I'm more involved with nowadays when it comes to the black labels or the red labels or even the special issues and things like that. So, and it does help for whoever who does those kind of things to be able to play a little bit, So, yeah, and that's what I pretty much do in here.
Yeah, no, that's magic room. Most people don't realize, how many ko-alohas are actually sitting, and it varies from those racks being shelved, but that's where they all come right before they go out to the different dealers.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of them go to you, man. So
that's right.
And
that's right.
And it's not that I'm avoiding you or ignoring your text. Because sometimes I'm the type, if I see it, then I say, okay, he texted. Then I just kind of forget, if I'm in the middle of something. So. But there's truth. Terry. If you ever, Terry is on it. Like when it comes to communications with us at here at Ko-Aloha, making sure that his ooks arrive on time. So if you're ever in the market for a Ko-Aloha, Terry will get it for you.
So where's your black label? Is it there? Did you get your black label done yet?
It's in that blue case right behind me, actually.
Ooh, that's nice. Nice.
Yeah.
We got our black labels at the same time. So
yeah.
I went really subtle with mine. I didn't get no sharks, and actually it's funny because when it's from a distance, it almost looks all black. You can hardly even see the red, which I like kind of Dale Earnhardt style. But this was based off my son, which is why we went with the lighter koa wood on this. And then my Guitarlele is more closer to that other one that you just pulled out with the
dark,
the wavy koa. Yeah,
man. I had a hard time sending that D6 custom to you, man. I had fun playing with that, man.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, Dan. It's just, I did put the Nui pickup in on that one.
Oh, great. I heard some really good things about those pickups.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about, so we know the Ko-Aloha in 2020 celebrated 25 years.
Yeah.
And if those that don't know the beginning of a Ko-Aloha, all my premium and platinum members, go find the Q&A where Pops is on. And Pops talks a story about ukuleles and when he started making ukuleles from the little tiny whatever ones he was making and how that whole thing happened. It was kind of by fate, by meeting somebody, but who kind of convinced him. But so we know Ko-Aloha has been making the 25-year anniversaries have come and gone. They were absolutely stunning. How long have you been with Ko-Aloha?
I've been here with the company about a little over 15 years, I think. Yeah, 15. I started off in the factory, and because I also speak Japanese fluently, I slowly kind of started handling the customer service side and eventually transitioned out of the factory. Pops is doing very well, by the way. I saw a little comment there. Can't get him to stop working, tell you the truth. But there are actually two vice presidents here at Ko-Aloha. It's me and Grizz. Grizz is the guy who built Terry's customs, and he pretty much oversees the entire custom realm of Ko-Aloha. But it was pretty much me and Grizz who was being trained under Paul. And I was building customs with Grizz at one point, and then I slowly transitioned into sales. And Grizz stayed behind in the factory and pretty much took over the entire custom shop. So he pretty much handles all of that, and I handle like sales and distribution part of the company. And yeah, so I've been, you know, you mentioned the silvers, you know, celebrating the anniversary, and yeah, those were super popular. You know, they did. Oh man, I wish we made more. So I've been thinking about what's the next thing to introduce, man. And Terry, I don't even think I shared this with you yet, you know, but we got something cooking, man.
Nice. Are you able to share with us the cooking?
Yeah, you know what? Only maybe like 3 other dealers, and these are all international dealers that I've kind of informed, just because I had, you know, we're doing Zooms now, you know, trying to keep in touch with our international dealers. But you guys will be the first to know in the US that, okay, so silvers, they were a huge success. So for next year, the line that I wanted to kind of really highlight was our Pikake, right? So if anyone knows our Pikake series, it's our satin finish. And, you know, to this day, our high gloss is still very, like, the most popular. You know, everyone loves the shiny, everyone loves the gloss. You know, as far as sound goes, you know, maintenance, I have to say gloss is a lot easier to maintain as well for like buffing and stuff like that. But, you know, for the sound purists, you know, they tend to go for satins, you know, a little less coating, a little bit more vibrant in sound. But in particular, I've been very, very impressed with our satin finishes, you know, because if you actually look closely, our satin nowadays is a lot more cleaner and consistent than our high gloss. I mean, that's due to how we execute the finish now. But basically, I wanted to highlight our Pikake series more. So I came up with a name. We're going to call it our Royal Pikake series. All right, which is going to replace our standard Pikake for a while. But here's the details of what's going on our Royal Pikake. All right, so with our silver series, everyone loved the ebony headstock. All right, so this is a Pikake ukulele. Our Royal Pikakes are gonna have the ebony headstock, which really brings out the abalone, you know, really makes the abalone pop. So that's going to be similar to what was on our silver series. So it's going to have the ebony headstock. And if you're familiar with older Koaloha models, we did away with the crown bevel on the fretboard. Yeah, we're bringing that back for our Royal Pikakes. All right. So we're talking about ebony headstock, ebony fretboard with the old school Koaloha crown bevels on the fretboard. Yeah. And currently we did away with the stickers on the inside. So we're now engraving our sticker plate. I haven't decided yet if the Royal Pikakes will receive a different design of the sticker plate. But maybe not. I'm not too sure. But we're pretty much 85% done with the design of the Royal Pikakes. And soon we'll be making up some samples, and we'll be sending those photos and everything for Terry to take a look at. And yes, we are going to introduce them early next year, probably January. So Royal Pikakes, that's going to be something to look forward to in the new Koaloha line in our offerings. You'll be able to find them of course, with Terry at ukelikethepros. Of course, definitely. Terry, I already see the text messages coming from Terry.
You're harassing the heck out of us. When are they coming? When are they coming?
I know.
Get the first batch.
Yeah. Aside
Give me
from
the nice
Royal,
ones.
There you go. That's the one. That's the text I always get.
Hey, wait, hold on to that. Bring that uke back.
Oh yeah.
Bring that uke back. I also want to let everybody know who doesn't know. By the way, the Koloha fret markers were part of the classic. It was classics. It was called the classics, I think. Classic series, right?
Which one?
The Koloha crowns in the fretboard.
Oh yeah. That was when we did away with shell products.
Yeah,
and that was in response to the restrictions with the export that was kind of laid out. I think that was like 2017.
Yeah.
So we came out with the classic. You're right. Yeah. So which had
They
no
had a
rosewood
rosewood fretboard and the black ebony Koloha fret markers.
Yeah. So we did away with the rosewood because there was some really the CITES regulations. We switched over to ebony. And aside from that, we also did away with shell for a period and inlaid with koa. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So hold on to that one still for a second. So is the new fret markers going to be the crown, but in abalone?
No, it's gonna be abalone fret dots still. It's just that the bottom is
the
gonna have
bottom.
the crown.
Oh
Yeah.
Some of the opios still have that, don't they?
Yeah, the spruce top.
The spruce top. Okay.
Yeah. So at 2017, we discontinued the crown bevel, and we just did a straight cut. Some people like this. Some people said why, but so we decided to put that crown bevel on the fretboard with our spruce top opio series. And so they're still there, but spruce tops, not everyone looking for a spruce top, right? So it just made sense to kind of reintroduce it here at the home base Koaloha factory through our Royal Pikake series. And I'm excited, man. A lot of people don't understand that, the pikake, somewhat does have a little bit more extra care because, when we're talking about high gloss, if there's any kind of imperfections or trash that gets on, little micro dust that gets onto the high gloss in the spray process, it's not really a big deal because we buff it. In the buffing process, it gets sanded down and then buffed. So a lot of those imperfections get taken off. With the pikake, it has to be perfect right off the gun, but because of our new kind of spray process, we actually had to build a spray room within the spray room, to really eliminate exposure to some of the, the dust particles and things like that. So our pikake finish is really nice.
Yeah, what Brian is talking about too, and we know this now that we have our repair techs here, is that when there's a little blemish or something on a gloss finish, we got a buffing wheel. We can buff that right out. And so a lot of times you can't hide that stuff in the pikake. So that's one issue. And then also the wood, again, because you can't hide too much in the finish, you got a little bit nicer wood grain a lot of times in that pikake stuff.
Yeah. So that Royal Pikakes is what we're calling it. So that's going to be, as far as new model, the Royal Pikakes are going to be something to look forward to. And then this one I mentioned to Terry is that our updated soprano is going to have 16 frets. Yeah. So the fretboard, we're still going to keep our long neck soprano, but our regular soprano, the fretboard will be extended down to the sound hole, and we're going to add additional frets to the, love the long neck. So yes, that's why we're keeping the long neck soprano. But for a long time, we kept our regular soprano scale at a 12 fret joint. We're going to do away with that and pretty much extend it. And it will have a total of 16 frets now.
Yeah, and that's nice because those sopranos you run out of space real fast moving up the neck.
And sopranos, for the size, if you take a look at the Koaloha lineup, you know, for its size and the volume it provides, our soprano are our number one bangers. For its size, it's got a lot of, you know, power, you know. So yeah. So soprano, 16 fret, Royal Peacockes. And yes, and actually I want to mention this to Terry too, is that new apparel, you know. I'm actually wearing it right now, you know.
Nice.
Yeah. So we're coming out. So it's got the Koa Aloha logo right there. And then on the back is our kind of old school, one of our first design backings right here, but with the Koa print, you know, for the logo itself. And we're coming out with the price for our dealers to carry them, you know, because again, you know, nothing, you know, for anyone on the participating here, you know, if you're interested in some of our gear, you know, yeah, it'll just be a workout better for you if you get it from Terry. You know, again, nothing is cheap shipping off of this lava rock, man. Even yeah, it really isn't, you know. I mean, come on, our Amazon Prime is 7 to 10 days, bro. You know, but the Amazon Prime membership is still the same price for us.
Yeah, there's no next day air, same day delivery.
Yeah, man. So yeah, you know.
Yeah, that's awesome. What I also wanted to point out is that if people have noticed, all the new soprano long necks concert all now have the new tuners on them as well. So they're not doing the old ones that go to the back now. So these are the tuners from the silver, like the silvers, but they have the orange knobs on them. So this is it changes the look a little bit, but they're better quality gear tuners.
I agree. Friction, you know, has always been functional. But you know, they, you know, depending on the person, they are hard to kind of operate at times. So with these new gear tuners, they are 1:21 ratio. So they're annoyingly precise. Get ready to work your wrist when you're restringing your ukulele. Yeah, yeah. Get ready. Yeah.
Yeah, gear tuners. Yeah, gear tuners. Well, cool. Well, that's a lot of exciting stuff. And also you guys have and if you follow them on Instagram, Brian or whoever's been posting is sharing the new CNC machine that they have there as well.
Oh man, you have no idea what kind of things I want to get, you know, for sales side, you know. Sales side, I have so many things I want to do. The production side telling me to kind of pump my brakes, you know. But yeah, something to possibly look forward to with our CNC. Okay, so this is, don't ask me when we're gonna do it, but just some of the things we're gonna pump out is possibly a production style slotted headstock, as well as a production style solid body electric. Ooh.
What now? Oh, now. Wait, what? What you talking about?
Yeah, man.
Got that on me. I'll be like, when's that electric coming out?
Yeah, because up until now, our solid body electrics that we ever produce came under our red label. So, and you know, if you know our red labels, they can be pretty pricey. So with the new CNC, where I'm talking production style now, so affordable, but just increasing the Koaloha offerings, man.
Yeah, awesome. Well, brother, I appreciate your time. Thanks for all you do for just the ukulele community. You know, if anybody gets to Hawaii, make sure you go over there. You know, you see Brian. You know, see the crew. It's what I was talking about earlier too. It's like you say factory, but it's not it's not this hundreds of people everywhere. You know, it's a small team, family-run business. Everyone's got their job. Everyone's working together, eating lunch together, and various things. it makes you respect the instrument when you get it, when you know they understand the history, when you understand how they're made, you understand, you know, the lifetime warranty. I mean, it puts a lot of things in perspective when you buy that instrument, even though you might say, yeah, but I'm spending whatever, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, 3,000, but I mean, it's the, I heard a great quote recently. It says the quality will long outlast the price that you paid for it.
There you go. Yeah.
Forget about the price, but you'll always remember the quality of that stuff. So
I love that. Yeah.
I appreciate your time. Did you find something to give away yet, or what?
Oh yeah. So we're gonna okay. So it will be Koa. This one actually, I chose out a really nice Koa soprano. And it'll be paired together with our new T-shirt, the new Koa Aloha shirt. Yeah. So I'll just need to know from Terry the size of whoever won, and we'll get this shipped out.
Perfect. There you go.
Yeah.
Best of the best right there.
Yeah.
And
together with the new shirt. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me know on those prices because I'll have to get some of those shirts in.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll bundle it together with the next shipment heading over to Like the Pros. You know, kind of tuck it in there somewhere. But yeah, you know, if you are interested in purchasing a new Koa, because you know what? The reason why we went with Koa logo print is that I plan to do releasing of different apparel. So we're gonna do one with the Birds of Paradise background, Monstera, Plumeria, Pineapple. It'll be different prints, same design, but just different color logo with a different motif, you know, like so it'll be pretty cool to kind of collect them, you know, and they are printed on these new Next Level tees, so they're soft, man. They're very comfortable. I love them, man. I don't even wear my polos anymore. These things are so soft too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I gotta send you yours too, Terry.
Yeah, medium.
Got it, bro. Got you.
All right, man. Well, thanks, brother. I'll see you. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, Terry.
All
Thanks
right.
everyone for the comments and aloha. This is Brian at Koa Aloha. Out.
All right, y'all. All right, man. So it's been a great, fantastic event. I know it went a little long, but that's what happens when you get so many brands involved. And I'm just honored that so many people came to join us today. So thank you individually for making it here today. And I hope you learned something. Hope you gained something. Get ready though, because tomorrow the first video drops. Then you guys are gonna have to start learning the different Christmas songs that I've given you. Then we're gonna have the artists on starting Friday with Daniel Ho, and then working through a lot of the artists we mentioned, and ending with Aldrin Guerrero at the end. And we're gonna be dropping 7 Christmas songs on you, and you got to do videos yourself, post them on the challenge. So get ready. Today was just your pre-warm-up day. You got to sit back and relax, but now I'm going to put it in your court, and you're going to have to start practicing this stuff as well. So you're all welcome. Thank you for that kind comment. Okay, everybody get signed up. If you haven't already for this, that's where we're going to get information. You got to sign up to be eligible to win one of the 8 ukuleles that we have. And by the way, the only brand that couldn't make it today was Enya, and they have decided to donate a Tenor size Enya Nova Pro with EQ. All right, so they've donated that for us, and they will also have one of their reps or one of their artists will be doing stuff with us. But get signed up. Don't forget about what I said earlier about the orders. Get those in sooner than later, and we're gonna have a lot of great holiday stuff for the lessons and the store. Today you got the 5% coupon off all the brands that we had on there today, and this Extravaganza. So I appreciate it, everybody. Thank you, everybody here, the VIPs, the Platinum membership, as well as everybody on YouTube. Thank you all for your time, all the comments and everything like that. It's been truly a fun event for me. And I'm going to shut this down, go get some food now. So VIPs, hold on 1 second for us. But anyway, thank you all. Appreciate it. And I think everything's in the chat. So we'll see you all later. Get ready for tomorrow. And yeah, we'll see you. Take care.